Michael Jackson told me settling that case is the biggest mistake he'd ever made.
Remember that one boy?
Now listen to
him?
this. I have to tell you this. After I left the party, I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me. Mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean, tell them what happened? I said, are y'all crazy? I tell you that Michael did something bad so that sue him for money? I looked over at my mom, and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? She goes, well, I think something happened. I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. I looked at my mom. I go, are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab? And I looked at him right now. I said, nothing happened. Michael was flirting with girls right in front of me. I saw him looking at girls' booty. I said, I saw you looking at her booty. He was like, mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
So 2 of the 4 people on this panel are really sick, y'all. So be patient. But hello, Janya and Susie and Kelly. How do you say that? Oshin?
Mm-hmm.
Oshin? Okay. And Serena, thank you as always for doing the tweet. I always forget. Boo to me. It's like I keep forgetting to promote my own live, but I appreciate it. I saw Battle's comment earlier. It's just not here now. Hey, Battle, you were the first time. I don't know where it went. But today, especially since my guests are sick, we're just going to jump into it. We are doing the Square One watch party. Unfortunately, because this is a paid thing, plus we are cool with Danny Wu, right? Even though I don't know him personally, I've seen him twice at Hill Los Angeles events. Out of respect from an artist with a paid medium, we are going to watch it on a separate device. But my next one, we're going to try to do it in the Jennifer format. So for now, though, I don't want no problem with a fellow Hill Los Angeles supporter. So this was released September 13th, 2019. It was the year where the fake mockumentary came out in the winter. This was a part of the rebuttal. And it definitely started changing the energy to seeking truth. Thank you, Janya. We appreciate that.
Oh, it's
no. It's Rocky and Jen.
Janya. That's cool.
So Michael Jackson faced allegations in 1993. And Jen covered some of this on her watch parties for our March with Michael Jackson campaign. But this is just another angle on how Danny went about getting insight through interviews and just, getting a closer look of the case. So we're going to watch it on a separate device. You can use the free link in the description bar, but if you also want to see it again or even support the artist, you could. It's part of Amazon Prime. You can also purchase it or rent it. Again, it's just a way of showing support to the artist. So if it's in your heart and pocketbooks to do so, please feel free to buy for our awesome director named Danny. With that being said, guys, just let me know when you're ready. I need at least 3 to 5 readies.
I'm ready.
So yeah. Rocky's one ready.
I'm ready.
Everybody's wishing you well.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Where's are we watching it from the Maple?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. Wait, let me fix
Oh, thank you, Janya.
You guys are the sweetest. You're just the sweetest.
Oh, oh my God! You know what? You just remind me. I have to go back to download that song. I haven't heard that in years.
The one from Jermaine, right?
Yeah,
like all these Jermaine videos and stuff keep coming on my iPhone and iPad. I was like, I love iPhone. It just reminds you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Is everybody ready in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so freaking cool. Heck yeah, Susie. Did anybody else make it to the premiere? I was like, I wish I could go.
No.
I just realized none of my mics are hooked up. That's fun. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just leave it alone. I was like, all right. No mics are hooked up. Hey, what's up? Oh, y'all are the best. All right, chat. I hope it's safe to press play. 'Cause I know my co-host already. I don't know about y'all though.
Okay, just give the countdown, definitely.
All right. All right, we're gonna press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Timestamp. Oh my gosh, we're back to timestamp, y'all. Yes, we are. Timestamp. 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds in. Oh my God, Jen, you have us spoiled to see it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't even hear anything. Is there sound?
Yeah, I don't hear anything. I think that's the way it is.
I think it's just
Oh, it's just stuff. The settlement left Mr. Jackson open to similar suits. New York Times, January 26, 1994. Jordan Chandler has never publicly spoken about the allegations.
Publicly.
Oh.
Oh, there's the sound.
Okay, we have sound. I was like, do we have sound?
Uh-oh. I was a senior in high school.
Hey.
It's a nice shirt.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances?
Are you kidding me?
The thing is, he made a comment out of his own free will. That speaks volume.
Yeah. I'm glad Danny Wu interviewed this lady.
Heck yeah.
She has some stories.
That her interview has done us so much insight too on that. It's amazing.
What are the odds for that to happen? Yep.
Right?
I know. A blessing.
No payment was made for any of the following interviews.
That's a good thing to put out.
if you could put it on and mute it. You think that's a possibility, y'all? Just so people just have an idea where we are?
Maybe.
Maybe you can make it to where the screen is a little bit smaller. Like change the layout.
Let me see something. Doggone you, Jen, you spoiled us.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
So where was it?
Exactly.
Come on now. Hey, Taj.
Child, what? I'm sorry. Was he wasn't even 40. Wait. Was he?
You better get him, Taj.
Get him, Taj. Taj and them city clapbacks are everything.
Yes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boo.
For you. I'll give you love.
I'll give you love.
That is so. They're so weird. It's literally his nephews. What the heck?
Yeah, I didn't see that one with the pictures until someone made it like weird. Like, really?
Right.
In my heart.
He would be tweeting what TJ would be doing. He would not be having this.
Saying heck yeah. That should work, right?
I think so.
Okay.
How'd you do that?
I made it into an overlay and then put it in the overlay part.
Oh. Smart. Reading for Phil Taj.
That's right.
I would love to see it all, even a documentary on what it was like growing up as a Jackson in the 90s. I feel bad for this family. It's a constant scrutiny, like constant.
Jenny.
Oh my God, Jenny! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh.
Oh no.
Heck yeah. Taj is not the one to play with. Right?
What? And they make it seem
We
like
don't
he only let kids like
gays.
on his bed.
Right.
He shared it with everybody.
Could you imagine being these lucky fans?
Girl.
Hmm. Right?
I probably would have like moved out my mom's dad's house.
A guilty person will not give you that much access
Access
to
to his home.
his
Thank
house
you.
and his
Right.
private quarters.
Facts. Oh, this is the story.
Honestly, I don't know that, Kelly. I'm not sure who Prince and Beachy's godfather is. But maybe when I see Prince, I'm always asking the most random questions. Hey, Prince. Mm.
So how did he get his certifications?
Right.
That's one career you really should be good at. You can kill somebody if you make a mistake.
Right?
Oh, I used to love that movie too.
Heck yeah, it's a classic. Oh, that's okay. I thought Barry Gates was one of the kids' godfather. You gotta look that up.
He is, I think.
This brings even a bigger microscope into the situation.
They did a deep dive on this.
Mm-hmm. They had to, man. It's the inconsistencies that make you go, something's just not quite adding up.
Now, where did they get these pictures from?
Yo.
Wow. I bet you if he never was Michael's friend, this would have been a completely different story.
Mm-hmm. Hold up. He a dentist, but $70,000 in debt in child support payments.
Apparently, yeah.
But you're a dentist? It's not like you just don't want to pay it. Notice it's always people who's like in debt or something that be
Yep.
trying to come at Michael.
Wow.
Hmm.
This man was. Oh, I don't like that. This is dark.
It is.
Geraldine.
And clowns that be with nothing to lose, and the public just believes it's BS. For those who just came in, we're at timestamp 24:23. You have to watch it on a separate device. Links are in the description bar.
Hmm.
I'm loving little cartoons.
Those faceless.
It works.
He would. He would poison his own child.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Evan wouldn't even try to spend no time with that boy before.
God, I wish Mike listened to Johnny and took this guy to trial would have shut down further attempts to get money from people. Yeah, heck yeah.
Well, as we know, Michael did want to go to trial.
That's true. That's right. We learned it on yours last week.
Yeah, there was a reason why it didn't make it. We'll talk about that later on.
I'm so shocked by the fact that Jordan was under a drug. Heck yeah, this is manipulation.
Yeah, he
And
poisoned
we
his own
learned that in
child.
last week's one too. Yeah. What was the reference to the ham sandwich? If you under the drug or something?
He's a sick man.
He's in debt, and they just knew it would be an easy money grab, not realizing the real treat is being friends with Michael Jackson, who was very generous with them. I guess they wanted more, and plus the father wasn't getting nothing.
Dang, this was just days before his birthday too.
Oh. Thank God. Could you imagine having social media in this era?
Oh my goodness.
Mm. Mm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was tough. I hate how media would praise Michael for his hard work, and the next minute he is being treated like a villain or being talked about so badly. Yeah, me too. That's just how the media is in general. First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again.
That is disgusting. It's sick and vile.
Mm.
Oh, I can't stand that man.
Jesus.
Mm. Yeah. Heck yeah. And back then, the media is all we had, and newspapers, and the newspapers are so biased, similar to the media.
Whew, wow.
Jack Gordon was crazy. Even after LaToya like got away from him,
Yeah.
and during the 2005 trial, he started trying to come out the woodworks, talking about, oh, he was at Neverland and he saw Michael doing this and that. That man ain't never set foot on Neverland property.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He like got on national television just spewing lies.
Oh my God, this is intense to watch. I'm getting emotional.
Mm. It is rare you see a Jackson angry like that.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. She's even prettier in person. I'm like, she's like a little Barbie.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Facts.
She's
And you
always,
would think it'd be about justice and not money.
yeah. She's always at the events, I noticed.
That black woman that was just talking.
Yeah, she was at the Star.
Oh wow. Good observation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I agree.
Michael was imprinted on this boy.
Hey, Battle. People could be so cold to Michael. It's really sad they stabbed Mike on the back for what money from money and greed. Yes.
Well, you saw the snake?
Yep. That was even confirmed in his autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she was. Does anybody know if Latoya's going to be in the biopic, or any of the sisters for that matter?
I feel like she could be in there, but I don't know. I have some concerns.
I know. Hopefully, we'll see it this year. They haven't even said in a minute.
Oh wait, she's the only sibling that has like sister who's gotten casted.
She's the only one.
Yeah, the Reby and Janet castings haven't been said.
Michael, when the snake was asking Michael questions that wasn't related to his music or charity work. Exactly.
The fact that we as a public know this information about him, like, that's so messed up.
Mm-hmm.
We should not have to be knowing that. Like, that's his private information.
It's sick. It's all sick.
There has been like a dehumanizing behavior with the Jacksons that is unfair and unkind. And the fact that Michael's been passed away for almost 16 years now and it's still going, it's not right. Because even though he's not here, they're still here and they still get the backlash to this.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. I feel for Catherine so much when people are lying about her son. She has to be the strongest woman ever. Absolutely. Lionsgate confirmed the actress. That's why I just don't remember her though. Okay. I feel it's crazy. Corey literally gave the names of the real pedophiles, and they don't care. They've actually tried to kill Corey because this is my thing. If justice is the real agenda, then they would have asked Corey for those names. That's why I keep asking, what is the story with Michael Jackson? Because Corey actually has real predators, a list of them. They're not interested, but you're interested in Michael Jackson's story, even though there's no proof. That makes no sense to me. What is the real story behind this? Yes. Exactly. It's had nothing to do with justice. Someone or someone's were hell bent on demise of Mike. They still are on this.
They're still on it.
Is the problem.
It's like what 30 something years too going on.
It's 31 years of allegations, and he's been dead for almost half of it.
Yeah.
The dumbest story ever. But you won't look at Corey's list. You won't deal with the people that have been accused in the last 12 months. I'm like, come on, you guys are not here for justice. Michael pissed off somebody really, really bad for this to have been going on. Either they couldn't get him down with the craziness, or they didn't like how he was using his money to help people. It's just, the story's just really weird. I said, what did he not do to fall in line to be treated like this, even in death? Random fact, my father looks like Johnny Cochran a little bit. If they did the criminal case first, then it would have been okay to do the civil.
What? Oh my goodness.
Stupid. God.
Exactly. John Settle is a cold man.
Mm. Mm-mm.
What?
Jesus Christ.
This is crazy.
That's crazy.
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
Sick. Oh my God, I can't watch this. I don't think I can do it.
And didn't the current accusers, one of them take a fictional story from the guy's book, Victor Gutierrez's book, and like try to use it and say like, oh, this happened, Michael did this, but they stole it from the book.
I heard about that. That's the book you're talking about, right?
I think so. That is so weird.
Ooh, this is heavy.
It is.
Oh God, not this one. And she did this whole thing, found out this little boy was lying, and she still believed Michael was guilty.
Because that's what they want to believe.
Diane Diamond, ma'am.
There are people who owe Michael Jackson state money for all the money they cost him in these lies.
So basically, it's a bunch of pedophiles accusing a non-pedophile. Basically,
Right.
Well said, Rocky. And yes,
that's it.
Heck yeah. See, we got some new people in the room. If you want to join, we're at timestamp 1 hour and 1 minute and 16 seconds. You have to watch it on a separate device, but we do have somewhat of a reference of where we're at. The link is in the description bar. I'm done. The clip they used. Oh wow. Court order. Oh. Wow.
God, these goblins, bro.
People are weird.
I 100% agree. I think these evil people want to take down the family one by one so they can remove the Jackson family in the music industry. Yes, history. As
Agreed.
they ruin their family's image so they could turn. I absolutely agree.
Yep.
Wow.
Europe.
I like how she said that.
Yep. Who are the powers that be behind L and
I like how they're playing DS.
yes, I hear it.
Studio footage. They're the backstabbers.
You do anything for money. Anything? Anything. Oh, I picked the good one to mute. That is what the best out.
Yeah, all these bops.
Oh boy.
This was a tough one. This is the one he goes, nothing, nothing. And look how he's looking her in her eyes. He's looking dead in Diana's eyes like, no,
Yes.
you're not listening to me. Oh.
Boy,
Jeez,
bye.
this man is sick.
Goodbye.
Mental illness, bro.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Most of his, if you listen to history, it's based on some of the stuff he went through. Very what do you call it? Autobiographical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, thank you, Jen. We're on the same page. DJ Jen. I love you guys. I really do. She said history, aka y'all can kiss my poop album. Heck yeah. It's definitely one of my favorites. I think it's the realest album he ever made. Less
Y'all hear that?
filtered, saying that and Blood on the Black Dance Floor. But I like History better for sharing his real feelings. Oh, he's so handsome.
If only he would come out publicly and say this.
But I don't think he could. Right? Isn't there a legal saying that he can't say this publicly? Am I wrong?
I thought there was like legal stipulations on like Michael or his estate talking about this case or whatever. Because that's what Evan tried to sue him for with the History album. But I don't know
Really?
about on their side. I don't know if it was like a mutual agreement, like, oh, we can no longer talk about this at all. So if y'all know.
Her testimony
Mm.
is important. Her testimony is important.
Right.
She's golden.
History was a therapy session made to music, the most honest album of his career. Absolutely.
Mm. Oh, I remember hearing about that on the first live on Jen's channel.
The story was filled with timeline inconsistencies.
Oh, she got the receipts.
Mm. I can see why this documentary got the attention it did. Very, very well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very.
Mm. Wow. The narrative they're trying to push is mind blowing.
Oh, because all of them are. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Sorry to say that, but Matt Lauer, one of the first guy, he was a sex offender. So
Mm. It truly is. Mm. Oh, wow. Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Yeah. And brave, to be honest.
I'll never forget that day.
Child, that man need to be locked up for life. Victor Gutierrez is crazy.
I think I have the newspaper still in my about that.
What?
Yeah, there's a newspaper. I remember buying it. It's in my house still.
Then not guilty?
No. I'm about to cry. I'm sorry. Let me just mute this.
Mm. And another lie debunked. My gosh. So this is Square One, director by Danny Wu. Oh, let me take that off. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Like I said earlier, if you would like to support this director, you can go to Prime Video to purchase this. And minimum, well, actually, this is not his, but you can still thumbs up Maple Road Docs as well. Thank you guys for joining us on this watch party. We are still in the beginning of our March with Michael Jackson movement or marathon, as Jennifer, Rocky, Tori, and I, Ray, Jess, as we all review documents and YouTube posts stay with evidence proving Michael's innocent. We're just going by facts. So we still have a few more dates. I think we're almost halfway there, right? The next one is March 6th. Is your voice strong enough to talk about this? About these two, Jen?
Barely.
Wow. I was like, oh wow.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be a bit better by Thursday. But we're still gonna try to go strong for the Neverland firsthand investigation. That is one of the shorter ones, so we'll probably do like a 2-parter with that. And then on Saturday, March 15th, we have the documentary Neverland. That one's a bit longer, and that be it on my side, and then Trish will take over with her parts.
So Jennifer's will be around 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. I have the Loving Neverland series every Tuesday around 8:30, 8:45. We'll hopefully be able to put these on the screen with everything. If not, then we'll just do this little trick here. We'll find a way. We will find a way. But so far, so good with sharing the screen on the ones that are non-paid. And then we have the last one will be on the 25th. So it's every Tuesday, Loving Neverland on this channel. Again, we're going to try to put these actually on the screen, Lord willing. And that will be on this channel around 8:30, 8:45 every Tuesday. So do I, Serena. Like, because I'll be honest, I thought everything was behind us. I'm keeping it real. Once they debunked the mockumentary, the LN one. And then some weird storms were brewing, things I saw like, on Twitter, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, we still here? Why? Like, what is this about? That's why I'm like, I feel like some of the defamation laws with people in the deaf need to be changed. Because I'm like, he literally proved, like, not him, but his state, fans, and family have proved he was innocent after Elton came out in 2019. Danny Wu, even though it didn't debunk that documentary, it shows a pattern of people lying. So there's definitely common connections with all the accusers. So I found that interesting.
Yeah, this is my first time ever seeing this, and I this was the heaviest documentary I've ever seen so far. And to answer, Tori, your question, I have the newspaper of when Evan Chandler killed himself. I was in my car that day, and I don't know where I got this newspaper. When I saw it, I saved it. I should actually laminate it, so I got to go back to my parents' house and get it. But it's still there. That was a monumental moment in the news to see that. So, yeah.
Wow.
Fiji is from my country, and all his life he has invented all kinds of false stories about famous people, including celebrities from Chile, to sell them to different channels. He's a pathological liar. The terrible thing is that's a couple of years ago, and he was even the executive director of a local channel.
He needs to be locked up. Why ain't he locked up? The man admitted to being a person who goes after young boys. Why is Victor Gutierrez just still out here getting job opportunities and whatnot?
Because what could we say without saying it? It appears
evil gets to thrive.
it's not even that. Rocky said it earlier. The real ones, the real P's, are trying to put it on Michael, and he's not even that. The real ones. What was the guy that was like, oh yeah, pretty much wanting Michael to be part of it to normalize that lifestyle?
Yeah, they were just I feel like everybody's trying to use him as a scapegoat or the face of something that he's not even involved in.
They wanted Michael to be something of a spokesperson for that lifestyle because he's pretty much the most popular person on the planet. So for them, that would make them okay. Even till this day, during LGBTQ parades, you'll see them in that parade. Since then, they would knock these people out because they want to be affiliated with that. But they really want to be acknowledged. That's the issue.
Yeah, I've seen clips like that. And I'm like, no. It's even to the point where they're trying to add their own letter in the community to stand for that. Like they want that normalized. They want to be included. They're like, oh, this shouldn't be wrong. No, that's a crime.
Heck, I think it's even wrong to even engage in relationships with young ladies. And I mean, when I mean young, I mean 18 to like 21, because it's a form of manipulation if you're much older, my opinion. I even think of my own life, how I was when I was younger in that age group versus now. You're too naive, but it's quote unquote, it's legal. But I feel like anytime you're being manipulative and enforcing, like, it's just weird. I've always I just always felt it was weird. I say even when it's women too young and you're significantly older, it's just like, what? But it's even worse when it's actual children. Children are they're still forming. They're not even sure what their sexuality is. Like, let them play their video games and just enjoy themselves. Let them not have to have this exposed to their life. So Kelly, you want to laugh? I was watching something recently on my YouTube. The minute that the chicken dancer came up, I swear to God, Giga did the same thing. She started barking. I was going to tape it because I couldn't believe it. The minute that person came on the screen,
Really?
And I was like, yeah. I mean, she wouldn't stop.
Wow.
If it happens again, I record it. I was like, why is the dog?
She could smell mediocre a mile away. That's why.
Okay.
The nicknames is cracking me up. The one I couldn't.
Wait, Umbrella
remember?
is, you know who Umbrella is, right?
No, who's that?
Tell her to go to hell.
No, okay, I'll put it in the private chat. Okay, wait. So Umbrella is Safe. You got it? Or JS.
Okay.
Oh, that's Save a Buck.
Okay. Chicken Dance or Chicken Head is
Minimum Wage.
Yes. Of course, you all know who Snake is.
Oh, and we got the rat now.
Who's the rat again?
Bush.
Bat.
I can't say it on here.
Shut up. Can we put that on the screen, Jay? Oh, I didn't know that. So we're not going to put that on the screen because we're not trying to promote that. But chat, please read Jay's comment from timestamp 10:23 p.m. because we're not trying to like advertise this at all.
No free promo.
Exactly.
I didn't even know it was out. That means it's not popping like they think it is.
Yeah.
I need the public to clown the fire out of them.
Exactly.
So stupid. But you won't touch any of the other people that have been accused. They've actually tried to kill Corey several times.
They need to release Corey's list.
Yeah.
But of course they're not. There's another list I could think of too, but I ain't gonna say that one either. Because I know for a fact you can't say that one. Other YouTubers.
See, this is what
look at the EpiPen.
EpiPen.
Oh.
No, but you're right. Corey was they almost got Corey a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's extremely dark. This whatever this thing is going on. So
That's crazy. At least our dogs be like, "Son ain't right." Look
oh
at
man,
dances. Son ain't right.
Bagok.
Epi
I'm like, I can't, man. But I'm so happy that everyone has been riding with us. I know it's a lot of research, but it's one to reinsure who we're standing up for and marching with, and just to refresh our memories. A lot of stuff I haven't seen. The only one I've seen out of all of this was this one. So all the stuff on Jennifer's channel and the ones that we're doing for the next 3 weeks are all going to be new to me. So it's just like the more informed, the better. Yes, that's so true, Jen. Heck yeah. So if you guys have any other comments, definitely get them in now. We have 2 sick people on this live and we need them to get better, especially since one's hosting one hopefully in 2 days.
Yeah, she needs her voice.
I was just
Thank you. I appreciate it, Professor.
I don't remember. I don't know like what my mindset was the first time I watched Square One, but like I don't remember it feeling as heavy. I feel like my mindset probably was like, okay, I'm going in like investigative mode, trying to figure out, more information and stuff that I don't even know yet.
You know what I think it is? Yeah, same thing. And this came out in 2019. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think it is? I think within the 5 to 6 years, I think there's been a surge in that Michael love again because we're in the biopic era. So now, because of that, we kind of got more emotionally involved with Michael. So now, to me, this is the first time I'm seeing this, but my God, this made me emotional because it's like I had to relive the 2003s and 2000 and even in 1993. And in the 90s, I'm a kid, so I really didn't get the grasp of what was going on. All I know was I couldn't be an out there fan because I was made fun of in school for liking Michael. But for the 2000s, I was, in high school going into college, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And that was what, 22, 23 years ago? How many years ago was that?
Yeah.
So it's like right now watching this, I'm reliving this again, and this hurts my heart.
I think that's just frustrating. Like at the very like basic level of this whole situation and all these accusations and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nothing more irritating than being accused of something you did not do, and it just stems from it. Essentially, is a seed planted from nothing, like a lie just stemmed up from nothing due to other people's selfishness and whatnot, and like
what we witnessed for the last nearly, how many years is this considered? Was that 30? How much is that? How many years?
It would be 32 now since 93.
Yeah, if that's 32 years, we witnessed, if not the worst character lynching in American history.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
It's still going on right now.
I'm so glad you used that word.
Character lynching. I think it's a perfect. Rocky on fire tonight. Like, damn,
this is my man.
Like, damn, girl.
You want to know what they tried to do to him was legal lynching.
Yeah, of course.
They tried to they weren't trying to give him fair trials, and that's what a lynching is. Yeah. You trying to pin a crime on someone that you think is a suspect without evidence, without a fair trial.
Yeah, defaming his character. Yeah.
And then trying to dish out a punishment without any fairness behind it, without any like thought. And that's what they were trying to do to him.
Right.
And, thankfully inside the court, they saw the truth. The jury was like not, they weren't all like feeding into the media. So, they tell them not to watch the news and stuff, but they're seeing it. They get to see the evidence firsthand. And I just think like, what if they had allowed cameras in the courtroom?
Yeah, that's the point. They're not supposed to, because that media is biased. So they need justice to step in and make, judgment on their own. They can't have the cameras in there, Oh God, it's like I'm reliving this all over again.
But didn't it feel like it's gotten, to me, in my opinion, like completely unfair?
Yeah.
Someone saw the trailer. You could tell at this point they are desperate clowns.
Wait,
They
wait,
can
what?
join the circus.
Wait, which trailer?
So go to stamp. What was it? 1023. Go to 1023 because we don't want to give any free promo, Rocky.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You see it, right?
Oh, you said 1023.
Yeah, Jay said it.
1023.
But didn't they allow cameras in the courtroom for the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing? I remember
maybe
They-
there wasn't
they-
children involved and it was
They-
something else.
They did, but times are different now. It was very different when it was 05. And Tom Mastrow didn't want that to take, because if you have the cameras, you kind of have to talk and stuff. He didn't want that to take the focus on everything. That's why he went against having cameras in there.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Oh my God! And we saw you in there, Jen.
Hi,
Hey,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh my God! We were like, "Wait, that's Jen." Hey, everybody! This is Jen. Jenny. She was the girl inside this documentary.
She was the one on
Oh yes,
the FaceTime.
yes.
Jenny, we gotta let you know, especially me. I'm very jealous of you, sweetheart, because I don't want to get Neverland.
Jenny has some of the best stories. Like me and Tori met her in Ohio, and I was just like, "Yo, she has the best stories, man."
I just realized
Renee has really cool stories like that too.
Hey, Jenny, I just want to say thank you for speaking up.
Yes.
It's very much appreciated and it's very much needed for Michael. So you being part of this and your personal stories sharing on these lives and what you've done is very, very much appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Hold on. She said we could add her. Hold on.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Wait. Hold on. I'm so nervous. Meanwhile, I know her, but I'm like, heck yeah. Hold on. Jenny, are we in each other's Instagram? We'll find out right now.
I just realized, Jenny, I feel bad because I thought the first time, technically the first time I met you was in Ohio, but I think I remember seeing you at the birthday event in Vegas in 2022. Because, like, I remember I was hanging around, like, the older fans and stuff, just listening, and they were, like, sharing stories or, like, talking with each other, like, about the forums and whatnot. I'm like, wait a minute. My memory did not serve me, but
so I know Jenny from a Taj live, like a recent one. And when I saw her, I'm like, oh, that's the girl from Taj's live. Oh, good. She's under my Gadget Trish event. One. All right. Jenny, I sent you the link. Woo woo!
Oh, I want to say this, Jennifer. I think you should use that voice for ASMR.
Right? I was like,
hi, my name is Jennifer.
And you sound sexy. I'm loving it.
Oh my God.
And now, welcome to March with Michael Jackson.
You remind me when Janet was doing the AS.
Jennifer, do me a favor. Say moist mic on the mic.
Trish, can I? Let me ask Trish.
Go for it.
Hold on. What's it? Moist Michael.
I'm so done.
Hold on, wait. If you come to Neverland, you're bound to get wet. I'm just quoting the man.
Listen, just
water gun fight, guys. Water gun fight.
Right.
For the pool.
And I got holy water because what is this turning into?
I made it clear it was water guns and pool.
MJ after dark.
It is 10:37.
Do you
It's
know?
not Sunday.
Oh my God! Wait, it's wait.
Jess.
Who's that girl?
Jessica.
Yes.
I'm finally able to get here. I was out just kind of we're on a like a big stream, and I was like, I can't pass this up. I was like, oh my gosh. So
Jess is busy. DJ Jess from Jan Fam.
Yep.
She said, sorry guys, I'm doing a collab. Who are you collabing with today?
that big fan army,
Wow.
the BTS fans.
Oh,
You
how
ain't
cool.
playing, girl. She's like, I'm gonna call you the queen of collaborations. Let's see. If you guys don't know, Jess is doing a syndicated Janet Jackson station head called Jam Fam. And let me get Jennifer's in there, Moon Walkers. And Jennifer does a syndicated Michael Jackson called Moonwalkers. So
Yes.
show love. And oh my gosh, we got Jenny from the
Jenny.
documentary.
Hey.
Hi, ladies. Sorry,
Hey, Jenny.
I just got home from work and I saw you guys on, so I'm like still trying to. Hold on.
Oh, join the club. I'm like, I have dinner on the side. I was just like,
Okay.
I didn't know you were.
Hello.
I saw that documentary, but of course I didn't know you yet.
Yeah.
And then when I said, oh my God, it's Jenny.
How do I? Oh, wait. I'm trying to make this my whole screen, and I've never like.
Turn it.
I don't know how to make this.
Hopefully it'll switch it.
Well, that looked good. Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Now I'm doing this. It's okay. Sorry, I'm just like. Oh, I'm seeing myself. Oh wait.
she's in another dimension.
I'm looking at myself at your live on my TV, and I'm
Oh.
like, wait. Okay, there we go. I'm keeping it like that. Hello.
So how did you get connected with Danny Wu?
So, honestly, it was because he did the interview with Taj and Brandy. Because he wrote me. He wrote me on Instagram, and I never heard of him before. It was like July of 2019. And then he gave me the link to the live he did with Brandy and Taj, because, I'm like, who are you? What do you want? And so July, I met him. In September, we were in LA for the premiere of Square One.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's why, like, some people were wondering why I was on FaceTime. Well, Danny was in Canada, and I was in Ohio, and it was kind of last minute, so that's why we were on the phone.
Ooh.
Did you ever think that the documentary would have gotten that big, or you were like, you knew like this is gonna go viral?
I guess I hoped it would. But I mean, it happened so fast. And from the time Danny wrote me, and then we started talking, him and I talked every single night, because I work nights, so I was up late. So we would be talking till like 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning while he was editing, and he was sending me like clips and bits and pieces of it before it ever went out. So, I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but it's one of those things where who's going to watch it besides fans? So, yeah, but it did pretty good. I mean, being #1 on Amazon for documentaries for a while, that was pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When the documentary first came out in the winter of 2019, as a fan, how were you taking the information in?
I just lost you.
Oh,
that was weird. Okay.
Say it again.
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you at all.
Hold on, let me put my mic on.
I can hear you now.
Okay. When the documentary first came out, the Leaving Lies, back in 2019 in the winter time, how were you taking it on a personal level? Like, did anything change for you? I know for me personally, it wasn't going well at all. People were
like me personally?
Yeah, like how's it affecting you as a
Oh,
fan?
it was terrible. It was terrible because I think everybody who was there in 93 just got flashbacks. Not 93, well, 93, but 2005.
Yeah,
That was hell. That was hell.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, here we go again. It was just mentally, and I think I posted on Twitter. It's exhausting. It's tiring. It's aggravating. It's everything. So I didn't watch it at all. I pretty much know everything about it, but I didn't watch it. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we can.
But I heard obviously all about it, and for me personally, I just go off of my experiences. That's all I can go off of, but that's good enough for me. And especially in 2005, so.
What is your fondest memory? Because we saw you like as a kid out there. What was your fondest memory?
Well, as a kid.
You like a teenager, right?
I was like 20, yeah.
You look like a kid.
The first time I ever saw him in person was Madison Square Gardens, both shows, and I was 20. I was 20. No, I was 19. Yeah. So what was your question? I'm sorry.
What was your fondest memory with Michael Jackson? I know there's a lot. What's your fondest?
Yes, that's my answer. Obviously, you cannot beat spending the night at Neverland and going to Toys R Us for hours with him, and him personally showing us around his house and in the secret rooms and in his bedroom, and having silly string fights with Gavin and his family, and just eating dinner at the table and going in the amusement park and going in the arcade and sleeping in the theater. Obviously nothing tops that. But every other experience comes close.
Do you, as a fan who's like you and I have been fans when all these allegations were going on, most of us have. Can you think of why Michael Jackson's being attacked? Like, one thing I figured out, let me see if I still have that presentation up. And it's like disturbing once I realized, like, oh, like this is legitly a weird story.
That's right here. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Tito.
Wait. Oh, Tito.
Anyways, sorry, that's just what she gave me at the concert. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just remembered I have it right here.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, they can tell you before the live came on, I was playing Tito. So I was like,
yeah. Okay, what was your question? Go on.
So what I realized was the accusations have been going on for 31 years, and Michael has been passed away for close to half of it. What do you think this is really about? If you could think of anything.
Good question.
Honestly, the only thing it's about for me is money. That's it. That's the only thing it's about. I don't know what else they're trying to get out of it.
I think it's destroying his legacy. At least that's one part of it.
Oh, they're trying. Yeah, I'm sure they have maybe different, ulterior motives, but that doesn't even. I just think like trying to think of what Wade and James are thinking about, which is nothing. I think that they're just they're just thinking about money, and whatever comes with that, they don't care about. Like if it's ruining Michael's reputation, if it's, heck, ruining their reputation, they don't care. They just want money.
But I do have a question then. If it's money that they're after, why don't they just go to work?
That's what I said.
You know what I mean? So like, what can it really be? It can't be just that. What? Oh, I just was there something.
I think it could be like, okay. I think in a way it's kind of like even kind of beyond those little two muskrats or whatever, and like the other false like accusers and stuff. I think like overall it's a way to like keep certain people or things in power, and like money is power,
I see.
So I think the end result is kind of like using him as a scapegoat in a way. And trying to like make him the face of, as we saw in Square One, of a group of people who have very inappropriate like interests and stuff, and he's not even like into that. Like, I think they're trying to use him to like cover up the true people who do the bad.
And kind of like, I'm glad that this is about Square One, because how Danny talks about or shows at the end how I don't even remember now, how James's family needed all this money, and I even forget why that was right now, but and I personally, it's just money. It is just money, because you go to lawyers, you don't go to the police. Your family needs millions of dollars, and Wade's salty because of the estate. Like, so much shit. He's yeah.
Wait.
So like I when this next stupid thing comes out, I'm getting off all social media, because I'm trying not to hear, see, read anything about it. And I know that's crazy, but I honestly can't. I can't.
No, same here. I mean, today we were just watching Square One, and I just couldn't. This is the first time I'm seeing it, and it's heavy. It is so heavy to watch, and I'm like, wow.
And I just wish everybody would watch it. And did you watch? Because there were two versions of it. Do you know which version you watched?
I didn't know the second version. The one, it was in the description bar.
So there was the first one that came out on YouTube, and then a second one came out when it was on Amazon, and then it was on Tubi, which is a free app. And they just had some, which of course I haven't seen Square One in years, but I can't think of what it was. But there was a few extra added scenes, or not scenes, but extra information and things in there. But I don't remember anything about that, so that was dumb of me to ask, because I don't remember what was different. But there was a little bit of a difference.
We saw the YouTube one. I was going to see the Amazon one, but I'm not sure if everybody had Prime, so I wanted to keep it free.
Yeah, and I think that it's on Tubi, for anyone that's listening that has Tubi. Tubi is a free app, and you can just go on there and watch anything for free. It was on Tubi, but I know it was back on Amazon also. So, cool. There are two different versions, but yeah, Danny did. It was a lot of information in a short amount of time, especially if you didn't know anything about anybody. It's like information overload. But I think if you watch it twice, you'll understand way more about the whole situation.
Jenny, I have a question. Sorry, my voice is kind of shot. But we know,
I don't know
you
who's
had
talking.
Jennifer
Oh,
Jackson.
Hi, yes.
Hi. So we know you had very, very fond memories of Neverland. When the 05 thing happened, did that kind of, in a way, taint some of that? Because like they made you look at your memories in a whole different way. So not taint, because they were wonderful, but did that kind of like, I don't know, give it like a different perspective? Because when you think of a certain time, like, oh my God, this was so wonderful, now I have to look at it in a different way.
Now, if I would have been inside Neverland at all during 2005, maybe, but all I remember of Neverland from being in there is 2003, 2004, because I went inside 6 or 8 times or something like that. But my memories, thank goodness, are my memories, and nothing is going to change my memories. Like, I remember them, and I'm glad when I did the MJ podcast 6 years ago that I did that, because I talk about so much in that podcast that if I don't remember something, I can go back and listen to it. But no, that taints nothing. Good. Nothing taints anything for me, because I literally saw Michael with my own eyes, sitting with Gavin, like and hanging out with them at Neverland. And so, I mean, if I didn't see them together, maybe I still would think he was innocent, but I mean, I saw their interaction. I mean, Michael, I think by the point we were there, so we were there March 9th and 10th, and he was supposedly being abused until the 12th. And Michael was so over Gavin and his family, and he looked so annoyed with them in the limo that's what I remember from the limo is like he looked annoyed with them. So
Wow.
It didn't take it. No, I love Neverland. I actually tried to go and be an extra for the biopic when they were filming at Neverland. But I'm in Ohio, so.
Wait, were you called to do that, or you wanted to do that?
I wanted to do that. You could fill out to be an extra.
Oh, I knew that information late, and I got sad.
Yeah, because a lot of my friends actually were there. They were like maids and gardeners. Like they'll be in the biopic as maids and gardeners and stuff.
That's cool.
But I'm glad they got to do that because they never were around back then and never went inside Neverland. So like they actually did get to go in, even though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was for So that was cool. But I mean, I went on set for the biopic, so that beats being an extra, you know.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, I was looking at to be an extra too. I just never found the right casting.
I remember being at a friend's house and I found the info late, like maybe a month late, and I just was like, I mean, can I fly from the East Coast to the West Coast in time, or?
Oh, you found the link?
I mean,
huh?
You found the link?
The flyer. There was like a flyer, and it's
going around online.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's incognito. And I was like,
it was called
Maven.
no.
Yes. Because when Andy and I went on set, Graham King's daughter's assistant, whoever met us, and had all signs all over the set said Maven, and I said to the guy that met us, I'm like, I know what y'all are doing here. Like, we're not.
Wait. You said it's called Maven? Because I found one that said popular 90s song or something like that.
Yeah, it said
like
we're shooting a biopic for something like that, like a 1990s music.
Yes.
Something. Yes.
That one. Oh
and
my
then
God.
it said Sandy Inez, and I'm like, who else lives in Sandy Inez? But they were saying the movie was called Maven because they didn't want anyone to know what they were actually filming.
Oh yeah, I love when they do code words for like movies.
Yeah,
I love that.
See, I've worked on films before, and I was trying, like, I've been on like Creed and stuff, and I was really trying to figure out how to be on this movie, and I could not find nothing because it was so like coded.
Yeah, it was hard. I got sent the flyer, but my friends that were on it said it was like tough. They were on set for like 15 hours, and they were only shooting very short periods of time. And I mean, they said it was cool to be inside Neverland, but there were hundreds and hundreds of people inside with, you know, the crew, the cast, the crew, the extras. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it wouldn't have been weird, but to have been there when it was Michael with us, and then to go back now it would be weird. But
oh, I see. So you're saying it's a whole different Neverland altogether.
Yeah. For me, because I was there before, but I mean, I think anyone that was at Neverland with Michael, it would be different now that he's not there. But not in a bad way, just different. Because even though my friend said they still felt like Michael's presence, and like they still felt magic inside there. So
someday, Rocky, someday.
Yeah, I'm praying.
Yeah.
Could you tell the Toys R Us story? Because I remember you, I think you tweeted about it, and I'm like, this is the craziest, like, best story I've ever heard.
You mean what I told Michael?
No, I think it was like the story where you like
how
everybody
we got to Toys R Us.
Like everybody left their cars unlocked on the side of the road.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that was me.
Wait, what happened?
So March 9th, 2003, my friend and I had been following Michael for like 6 weeks by this point, going to Miami, going to California, going to Miami, going to California. And her and I were the only ones there for like 3 weeks straight. So he would come out and see us and whatever. Well, we knew he went back to California, and we got invited by his one of his security. But he didn't say when. So like 2 weeks later, we were in California, and my friend called me, and he was like, hey, Michael's back at Neverland. I'm outside the gates. I know he's inside. And we were in LA. So So like in 5 minutes, 4 of us, 3 of my friends from France and me, we were at a hotel. We threw all of our stuff into my rental car and drove up to Neverland. And we got there and we parked and we were sitting in front of the gates. And it was the 4 of us and like maybe 4 other people that were fans that we knew. And so security came out to us and said, Michael's got to leave. He's going to a business meeting, so you all have to leave. And we were like, now we had already been to Neverland. Well, no, we had been to Neverland, sat outside. Like, so when he said we had to leave, we all looked at each other like, yeah, okay. You're telling us Michael Jackson's coming out and you're telling us that we have to leave. So we left. We went down to, have you guys been to Neverland at all outside?
Yes, yes, yeah.
We were
Okay,
just
so
there.
so when you leave Neverland and you go down to 154 and you cross over into San Ynez, is it San Ynez? Yeah.
Did you?
So-
you mean? Okay, never mind.
No, go ahead.
Los Olivos.
That's it. Yes. God, I couldn't think of it. Okay, so go down his street, cross over 154, and right on the side of the road, like across from the store, there's a store, like a convenience store back in the day. We parked our cars on the side of the road because they just told us Michael was coming out. We're not going to like drive back to LA and say, well, that's, we gave it a shot. So we park my car. It was just my car. Park on the side of the road. And we're sitting there so we can see, we're facing forward. We can see over 154. We can see Fagori Mountain Road. So we see this huge like stretch SUV black limo come down the road. Let me tell you, we flung the doors open. 4 of us, the car was packed to the brim with everything we had. Flung the doors wide open. We all jump out of the car, run across. It's not a highway, but it's kind of a highway,
Yeah.
And we meet the limo at the end of Fagori Mountain Road. Again, yes, doors, all 4 doors wide open of the car because we didn't know what was about to happen. So the limo stops and the door opens in the back and Michael tells us to get in. And so we're like sitting in the limo. It was me and my friends, Michael, Gavin, Star, Davelin, Frank Cassio, Vinny, and some, maybe like 1 or 2 cousins. I don't remember who else. And we're just sitting there like just talking. I don't know. And then the security goes, okay, you all have to leave. And Michael was like, no, they're not leaving. They're coming with us. We're going to Toys R Us. And we were like, he said you had a business meeting. And they just started laughing and security started laughing. And so then we just stayed in the limo, went to Toys R Us for like, it took 30 minutes to get there. We were there for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, 30 minutes to get home. And I'm like, guys, we left the car with all the doors open. Like, if anybody went past this car, they could have, anybody. I don't even know if I had my purse. Anybody could have just, I don't know. And thankfully, we did that in Los Olivos, California, where like nothing goes on. Yeah. So thank God on the way back. So on the way back to Neverland, again, we had hotels booked. We didn't even know if we were going to see Michael. So this all happened. We did not know this was going to happen. So on the way back, this guy that I know was in the limo and he was like, Michael, can we spend the night at Neverland? And I said to Michael, don't worry, because I'm not going to invite myself. I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, we have a hotel. And Michael was like, sure, you can sleep in the theater.
Oh, you
know.
So
when the limo gets, so I'm like, okay, well, I need to get my car. And so I think I'm the only one that kept thinking that the doors were open. I mean, like, I was going back and forth because I'm sitting here like, if someone takes everything I have, I'm still with Michael Jackson. Like, I can get by other things. So when I think the limo pulled on Fagori Mountain Road and they waited for me. I ran across 154. Thank God. I remember I'm telling you, it was pitch dark out and I saw the doors still wide open when I was running across. And I was like, we just left this car with nothing in it for like 3 hours. I mean, with no doors shut. Thank God nobody took anything. Like, and so we shut the doors and then I just followed the limo to Neverland.
Wow.
Wait, so he said you guys slept over?
Yeah, so we again, random. I was like, what the? So we slept in the theater.
Oh my God.
Because he has beds in the theater that for Make-A-Wish kids. And so 2 people slept on the bed. My friend and I slept on the floor on one side, and then another guy and his little brother slept on the floor on the other side.
Okay.
So when we were in bed, we could see down into the theater.
All right. So number 1, who needs a job, right? Because I would actually go around the country just doing that. Number 2, has anyone ever thought of making a documentary on MJ chasers? You know, fans from around the world who just chase Michael around.
Oh yeah, I know.
I love hearing the stories.
That is so amazing.
That was
I just
crazy
lived through
time.
you. I just lived through you. Thank you for that.
But the funny part about Toys R Us, and then I have a funny chasing the street New York story too, but the Toys R Us part that I thought she was talking about is, so we're in Toys R Us, and this is when 50 Cent song In the Club came out. Like I feel like it came out in January of 2003, and this was March.
I remember that.
And I was in LA, so I'm hearing LA gets like the songs first. So I'm hearing it over and over and over and over and over and over. Joanna, my friend Joanna, who I never really say her name, but my friend and I heard it over and over and over. And then we were sick of the song, like, because we just heard it too much. So we're in Toys R Us, and I kid you not, I'm behind, Michael's like, I don't know, 5 feet in front of me. And all of a sudden I hear, "Go shorty, it's your birthday." And I was like, "Michael, can you please stop singing that song?" And he was like, "You don't like 50 Cent?" And I was like, "We are so sick of that song. We have heard it every day, all day long for like 6 weeks." And I think to this day, I might have been the only person to tell him to stop singing. But those were the words out of my mouth. "Could you please stop singing that song?"
I remember you posting that one too.
That is cool.
Because it's funny, like, and I'll be at work. So I just serve steaks here. I'm just a server. And it's funny to me because, like, I'll go out to LA, go on the set of the biopic with Prince, watching Jafar play Prince's dad, come back the next day, and I'm serving steaks to some random people, and my life is crazy.
No, that's my life. And
right? It's
Me
like
too.
different lives, 2 lives.
And then, like, the next day, I'll be like, bathrooms are to the left, exits to the right.
Seriously,
That's my life.
for real, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
you just
yeah, it's just what was I saying? The time of Toys R Us? Yeah. But oh no, when 50 Cent comes on, when In the Club comes on, sometimes when I'm at work, if someone starts singing it or something, I'll randomly say, "You know, I told Michael Jackson to stop singing that once." Or I'll say something like, "Oh, that is what I say. Yeah, I told him to stop singing that." And sometimes people are like, "What?" Or they just are like, "Sure, whatever." But my friends know. My friends have known forever. But the New York story, though, so right after 9/11, it was April 2002, and we were sitting, so the hotel we stayed at in New York was called the Palace. Right next to the Palace was a deli on the same side. But if we sat in a deli, we could see off the reflection of the building across the street, the garage doors to his hotel. And there's probably like 40 people, like 4 Americans, and the rest, it was, I don't know how they did it. French, Germany, Israelis, every country. It was crazy. And so we're sitting there, and again, 8 months after 9/11, we could see, it was a little tiny deli with 2 floors. So we were all up on the second floor, kind of just chilling because it was cold. And the garage doors came up, and imagine you're a New Yorker. You're just at a deli, grabbing a turkey sandwich. You sit down to eat your sandwich, and 40 people jump up, fly down the stairs, like tripping over each other, and then you see everybody run outside and run down the street. So people thought like 9/11 was happening again.
Oh.
And when we would chase this car down the streets of New York City, like running, God, the stuff we did, I don't understand. And people really thought like something was happening bad, and we couldn't even yell what was going on. But that, I mean, imagine just like not knowing, and then you see this big group of people jump up. But the stuff we would do chasing his car, I still don't even know how. I don't know of anybody who got in a car accident. I don't know of any like speeding tickets, really. I mean, I remember, like, say he was the first car to turn left on red, on like about to turn red. He would turn, the light would turn red, and then this car would go, this car would go, this car would go, this car. We'd be like 12 cars turning on a red light. Just because we were all fans trying to chase the car.
If If it would have been today, we would have been still doing the same thing. Not
Oh,
gonna lie.
absolutely. Yeah.
That would have been me.
Oh, I
Yep.
cannot run like I used to run back then. I would be in like 5 steps. But it was crazy. We would do that on the highway. There'd be like 8 cars going from LA to Neverland, and it was fun, but that wasn't wasn't my thing because I felt crazy, but it was fun at the end. Like it paid off, you know?
Oh yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Being in London and just hopping in a taxi and going follow that car. It's like a movie, but we would do that. And then we would all throw money in the front seat and fly out of the taxi. It was insane. It was
Like,
crazy.
He really like allows people to be all over the world traveling just to like see him.
Did Michael recognize you every time you bumped into him?
Say that again?
Did Michael recognize you every time you bumped into him?
No, I mean, we would all sit out and we would write every day. We would all write letters and buy cards and, you know, and I would always sign my stuff, Jen from Ohio. So eventually, like when it was just my friend and I every single day, only people seeing him for 2 to 3 weeks, he would say, "Hey, Jen," and whatever. But then I didn't see him I didn't know when the trial started I knew I was on the witness list, but I didn't know if I was going to be called. So I didn't go to the trial until they went to deliberations. But I didn't see him except for the last time I saw him in 2008, but I didn't see him from the trial until 2008. But yeah, I mean, when he was seeing me a lot, yeah, he recognized a lot of people. It was the same people from like the 90s. Like everywhere he went, they were there. Boom, front and center. Seriously. I'll watch all the concerts, Bucharest, all the front row. I'm like, that person, that person.
She recognized them.
Literally, I do. It's crazy. And I'll text them and I'll be like, look at this picture. I'm watching you on TV. Yeah.
Wow. I'm telling you, MJ Chasers. Yeah, this should be some show on that. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
So here's a question from Kelly. Did you meet Prince, Paris, and Blanket?
I did. So when we were in Vegas in 2002 in September, so we have been seeing Paris and Prince. I'm going to speak for me. I have been seeing Paris and Prince since September of 2002. When we were in Vegas and he was there, they would come out with him. So they were like, I don't know, 6 or I don't even know how old that is, but how old that would be. But Michael told us while we were sitting at Vegas about BG before the world knew about BG. So we knew about BG before anyone else. And then the first time I would say I met them when they were little, but I mean, you know, we would buy Paris and Prince presents at the Mandalay Bay gift shop and give it to them and stuff. But when I first met them was like at the Halloween parties, 2019. I only met BG. I just got a picture. That doesn't even count as meeting him. But Prince I've met many times, and besides all the times hanging out with Michael, being on set for that biopic and spending time just with, Prince and Haley, it was amazing. And then I only met Paris briefly at a Halloween party. That's it. But
well, here's the question. Like me and Rocky were speaking earlier, and I was saying that Prince feels like meeting Michael Jackson. You're one of the few people that actually met Michael and Prince as an adult. Is that close? Is that a close assessment or?
Yeah, I would say so. Just for the simple fact of how, I've seen Prince at the Vegas things when he just stands there and he makes sure every person gets a picture. He makes sure that he says hi, gives hugs, like he will stay there. And that is how Michael was. And, you know, not even your C-list people, like they don't take the time to do that. And
oh, I like how you said that.
Prince does it all the time. And I'm so happy because all 3 of them could have turned out like, I don't know, just not how they are. And I'm so happy that Prince is doing what he's doing with Hila LA, and Paris is doing amazing and being engaged, like that's amazing, because we all know what she went through, you know, years ago. So I don't know. It is cool to, I mean, like I was just saying, to be on the set watching Prince's cousin play Prince's dad, you know, it was, for me, I was just like, my mind was going crazy to even imagine, because Prince was on set every day. So Prince saw Jafar as his dad from the 80s and the 90s before Prince was born, you know?
Right, right.
So, and when I tell you Jafar looked like Michael, talked like Michael, mannerisms like Michael, so I can't imagine being Prince and seeing kind of your dad in his life right in front of your eyes, you know?
Right.
And it's his cousin. Like, that's crazy too, but...
Can I ask? Okay, go ahead.
No, you go first.
When you were there, was Prince there, and did you notice his, like, if he had like a reaction or how he was watching on set?
Oh yeah, Prince was there every single day. So when we got to set, Andy Signor, who runs Popcorn Planet, him and I went on set. So we drove there, and the first thing we did, this guy came and got us. We went right into Graham King's daughter's trailer, Haley King, with her and Prince. So it was just the four of us in this trailer for like 2 hours. And I was telling him like so many stories and showing him pictures. I even told him how the last time I talked to his dad, I was wasted by the end of it. And I actually talked to Prince too that day. So I was telling him how I was like, yeah, the last time I talked to your dad, I was through a door and I was so drunk. I was like, I don't remember what happened, but it's cool because Prince is an adult now. And like, you can, like, it's so cool to talk to him as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Prince was on set every day, and Prince thinks that Jafar is just his dad. I mean, it is mind blowing. It is honestly, and we saw him. It was like Andy, me, and Prince were sitting together with headsets on because we were on set, and we had screens in front of us, so we could watch the scene on the screen, but we couldn't see it because there was like a wooden panel up. But I mean, he came down the stairs and was just standing probably like 30 to 40 feet from us at one point, and I was just like, dude, that is Michael.
So here's my question, and I'm not gonna, because I'm not sure if you have a non-disclosure or anything like that. This is not going that deep, but the only experience most of us have with seeing Michael on stage is through an impersonator. Now, when I keep hearing that Jafar is like Michael, how much is it like Michael than an impersonator?
Okay, so I didn't see him dance in person. I just saw him run through the same scene with LaToya, maybe 10 times. But I did see a clip, and at the beginning of the clip, Michael's talking, and I immediately start crying because it was emotional, you know. And so they show some parts of the biopic, and so at the end, my friend asked Graham King, "That was Jafar talking, right?" And he said yes, and I about fell out because I could not believe.
No, oh God.
I could not believe that I cried over Jafar's voice. If that tells you anything.
Wow.
Ladies,
and that says something.
Ladies, listen, this is the year for the biopic.
And I wish I would have had a camera on my face because Prince was in the trailer too. So Prince was in the trailer with us watching these clips. And it was, I mean, immediately when I heard the first three, well, and what was funny though is when he started talking and when I thought it was Michael, I was like, I've never heard this before. Like, I've never heard what he's saying because I thought it was a recording. So I was like, maybe the estate, put some stuff into the movie that we've never heard before. No wonder I haven't heard it. It was written for the movie and it was said by Jafar. Wow. But the first three words, I mean, I was crying. I wasn't tearing up. I was crying. And Andy will tell you, he looked over at me and I'm sitting there crying. Graham King sitting next, the producer, the director, and Prince. And I'm just sitting there like, I mean, I wasn't like bawling, but I was really emotional. And to hear Andy say, that was Jafar, right?
I'm gonna be.
And this is coming from somebody who spoke to Michael and met Michael. So imagine.
Right.
I'm
His-
so
I
glad
mean,
they.
his
I'm not ready.
mannerisms.
I'm not
I'm-
ready.
We're gonna need tissues.
We're gonna need to hold hands.
I'm gonna need to watch this movie like 4 or 5 times just to
I'm
get
gonna live in
through
the
it.
movie theaters. I'm gonna just sleep over at AMC.
It's gonna be like Jackson. This is my dog Jackson.
Oh, Jackson.
Oh, his name was Jackson.
Yeah. Hi, Jaxie.
Hey, Jackson.
Mhm.
Oh,
I thought it was a baby.
This movie is gonna, I swear, it better win everything. I mean, I got to walk inside of the Jackson 5 house on set too of Gary, Indiana.
Look at Invisible.
I'm crying.
That was crazy. They had to make it bigger because they had to get the camera crew in and everything. But when I tell you, it looked like you walked back into the 60s, and it was like the room with the 3 bunk bed. I mean, yeah, it was insane. It was amazing.
Oh my God.
so do you think, like, from seeing him, on set and everything, and I know, like, from what you've seen, when the Oscars comes out, for like Best Actor, and you think,
yes.
I hope.
oh wow,
I hope he wins.
I hope he does too.
Oh my God.
Well, and here's another thing. Michael is so hard to portray.
Yes.
I mean,
agreed.
before they picked Jafar, I think every single fan on earth was like, please don't let it be, who was that one guy? Flex Anderson. Like, that's the shit we think about. That is what we think about. And, I think we were all like, who is going to play Michael? Like, with everything. And Jafar was put on this earth to play Michael Jackson. I mean, you know what I mean. But
no, I do.
I think all these, skepticism maybe by the outside world of like, did he get picked because he's his nephew? No. He got picked because he can emulate his uncle.
So cool.
So, yeah, I mean, God,
See,
I'm watching him stand there and in the scene, oh my God, like his hands, everything he did in this one scene I saw, it was Michael. Every single mannerism Michael does, Jafar did. I'm not even lying. And that was, the scene was like 5 minutes long that we kept seeing, 5 minutes long. And yeah.
Okay, you know why it's so hard for me to grasp this? Because I've gotten so used to seeing impersonators on stage, impersonators in person.
Yep.
And I'm saying each and every time they're trying to emulate Michael in a very caricature kind of way. So I'm having a hard grasp to listen to this, because I'm like, so he really got him down 100%.
Now,
Oh my God.
I don't know about the singing. I don't know if they're using Jafar's voice at all or anything, but I'm telling you, one of my good friends from, I don't know if you know who Pete Carter is, but him and I have been friends since 2002.
We do. Yeah.
Okay, so him and I have been friends since 2002. He was a traveling Michael friend. He used to come here and we'd hang out. And, I mean, so I've known him way before he was an impersonator. So when I see him, I see Pete dancing like Michael Jackson. But a lot of people that never met Michael and don't know Pete see Michael Jackson, a little bit. So, yeah, and he's great, but he's nothing compared to like, again, I've seen clips of Jafar dance and everything. So Jafar is just made to play Michael Jackson. Jafar was made to play Michael Jackson. And the fact that I heard that years and years ago when Jafar was little, Michael told him, you're going to be me one day.
What?
Oh my
Did he say that?
Stop it right now.
Somebody, I saw this.
this.
I didn't say this, but I either saw it online or somewhere where, no, it was an interview. I swear, someone Google it, because I swear it was online, and somebody Michael said to Jafar, you're going to be me one day. It even might have been like a family member. It might have been a Jackson family member in an interview or something. I swear, I'm not making this up.
I'm about to look this up.
Look
it up and let me know.
When his song came out, it was leaked, but we thought it was like official, but it wasn't. That song, like, of course, like, Yeah, it was really good. Of course, like as fans, like we promoted it, but when everybody got wind of it, it started charting on the R&B charts, and then it started charting on the like the general for everything charts. So it's like I can't imagine when he
Really?
comes out. Yeah, yeah, it started charting. I was like, wow. So I can't imagine when he comes out with his music and people see him in the movie and they get to see who he really is
Who it
as a
really is.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's gonna be probably like we're gonna have another, they're gonna be able to embrace another Jackson,
Yeah.
Jacksons for
Yeah,
all generations.
and
right?
Yeah.
Prince said like 99% of the family had went on set to
Beautiful.
see Jafar, and Catherine went on.
Mm.
And can you imagine watching like watching, hold on, how did I say it? Like watching your son's, I can't even think of
Nephew.
what I said, but like watching your grandson play your son, with like watching Jafar play Michael with Prince sitting next to you as the grandma. She couldn't be more proud, I'm sure,
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Gosh.
So, and it was funny too. I think Prince said that she couldn't believe how good he looked, like in the curls and like from the
Yeah.
Thriller era and stuff. Like she must have immediately been transported back there.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Oh, that's how
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
and Prince said it was cool because he was seeing Jafar with the lighter skin in the 90s, and he never like saw his dad when that was all happening, and then he was so young. So he said that Jafar really would make him think it was his dad.
Woo.
Wow.
So
All right. We're
mhm.
gonna so we're gonna live in this movie theater. Yeah. We're gonna. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
I'm gonna watch this every day.
I'm so
because he
glad
played.
they,
Oh, go ahead, Tori.
sorry. I'm just so glad they picked Jafar because like I remember when we were hearing about the movie coming out and like um we were trying to figure out like who's going to be Michael, and like he said
That was
that
stressful.
he wanted
Yes.
somebody black playing him. He didn't want like just like a white person and stuff. Like he said he wanted somebody black. So we're like, we don't want them going against his wishes.
Mm-hmm.
We want it to be an accurate portrayal. And I know like I was hearing like maybe Miles Frost, but Miles Frost, I I think he wants to kind of do his own thing now. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, oh, Jafar, because like I remember there was a clip that came out of him singing, and it was like an audio recording of a song he was working on. And so I'm listening to it. It was like years ago on Instagram. And I started freaking out because I'm like, how have I missed this all these years? Like he sounds just like him, and nobody is like, why is nobody saying Jafar? And then I'm looking at him,
Yes.
his mannerisms, like he reminded me so much like of specifically like the off the wall, like the joyful, carefree young adult Michael. And I was like, he should definitely be able to portray him like during those young adult years at least. But I was like, that's probably far fetched. And I remember I was watching his Genius interview, and my brother like was just listening. I don't think he was even watching the screen. He was just listening. He said, "Run that back. He talks just like him." I'm like, "No, he talked like TJ." And he's like, "No, run it back." So
Right.
I'm like, "Okay, let me run it back." And this is just him talking like with his natural voice. So I play it back, and then I was just dumbfounded. And I remember I was like, "They're probably not gonna like even think to cast him." So the morning we got the news, that's the first thing I did. I didn't check no messages, nothing else. I went to Google because I knew we were getting news. And when I tell you, I was like hysterical. I was like, oh my freaking goodness. Like,
It's funny. It's Tori. It's funny that you said that because before even the news about the biopic, and who they were going to cast, me and my mom saw a performance that Jafar did with his father at the Christmas special. I think it was in
Yes.
Vienna.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we
That
heard
one.
him sing that one piece, that's when we was like, oh my god, why does he sound
Yes.
like? Yes, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh, I knew he was going to do it.
Rocky, same for me. When I saw him in that with his dad and his brother,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god. But I've seen like interviews of him, just the way he carries himself and the way he like his mannerism, just as Jafar, is very Michael-like as well. So he was
Oh
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be so. He's gonna. I think he's gonna be nominated for like everything. Because I think everybody will be like, who can play Michael Jackson? And he did it. And I just think people will realize, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. It's going to be nuts.
Woo, I can't wait.
I remember on TikTok, 2 years before they, I told Tori, 2 years before they announced the movie, I made a TikTok and I was like, because I just was doing a series on like who should have biopics, and I was like, Michael needs his own biopic, and Jafar Jackson should play him, and I put up all the interviews, the Genius interview, and it was so crazy how 2 years later
Well,
they
thank you for
had
saying that.
right. It did kind of go like semi-viral, so I don't know if somebody saw. Like, I'm pretty sure they were already going to do this movie. I'm not saying it had to
Yeah.
be, but I don't
Well, they've
know
been
because I
working on
saw.
it for 7 years.
Right, right. So that's
Wow.
why I was like, they probably been already doing it. And I seen that they were auditioning. Like there were some impersonators who were auditioning for it. So I'm hoping that maybe I know that the family already knew that Jafar was like they've already known since he was a kid that he was meant for that role. And I think everybody did because I heard the Christmas special too. And I showed my dad, I was like, because my dad grew up, with Michael and everything. He was a huge fan, their family was. So he knows, and he was there when all the stuff came out when the bad tour happened and everything. And he was like, wow, that's crazy. Like how much he sounds like him.
Well, Jess, guess what? When
What?
they announced Jafar getting the role, I think a quote came out of Graham King saying that he had met Jafar 2 years prior.
2 years prior when I made the video. So you know what? Give me a ticket onto the red carpet, just to what?
After this documentary comes out, I need to tell you all, I'm totally going to tease you, but I have to say this out loud. Tell you all what someone said in the trailer about casting Jafar and how they knew that Jafar, I don't know. I can't describe it, but how they
I
realized
can't wait for
Jafar
the
was the right
biopic
person.
because we can't. There's a lot of things we can't. Even when we see Prince, we can't talk about it at all. So we're like,
I know, and that's why.
this
So
biopic coming out.
Andy and I went on his YouTube channel a few weeks after we were on set. Once they stopped filming, once they wrapped the movie. So when Andy and I first went out, we were supposed to be there for the shooting of Thriller, but that got pushed back because of the strikes. So Thriller was like the last thing they shot, I think, from what I remember, or one of the last things. And Andy and I went on his YouTube, once we got permission to go on, and like the next day they called him and told him to take it down because either he said too much or I did. It was not me. But like it wasn't even up for 24 hours, and I don't even know what was said, but yeah.
But they were like, take it down.
Yeah, and so once the biopic comes out, then we can all talk.
That's cool.
Is anybody familiar with the anti documentary?
Yeah,
And if
I'm
so,
in it. He interviewed me for it.
Do you know when that's going to be released?
No, I think, so he interviewed me and someone else that worked with Michael back in the day before we went on set. So May 14th. Okay. And then I don't know who else. I know he's done a few more interviews, but he was doing this Meghan Markle documentary, and then he got caught up in the baby reindeer saga because like he was going on Piers Morgan, so he got a little sidetracked. But I don't know when it's coming out, but it will be coming out. I mean, it might take a while. Documentaries take, anything takes pretty, a while.
So what's your prediction on when you think because we all had like our predictions of when the trailer was going to. We thought it was Super Bowl, but that didn't happen.
4 months ago, I don't know. I have no idea. I honestly don't know, especially if they have to. I mean, if they have to reshoot what they're saying, that's this month, right? Isn't that what the people were saying?
In March, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to add any of those, if they had to change the trailer, you know, because of that. So I mean, I don't know. Heck, I really don't know.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's a lot.
crazy. We know a trailer exists because those film people saw it. And then it's like, so then we were hoping, oh, maybe it's the Super Bowl. And then like the Super
Those
Bowl
film
came and went.
people.
What was it? What film festival was that?
Cinema.
CinemaCon.
CinemaCon.
Yeah,
Jenny
like
saw
out
it
of all
too.
places.
Not me.
But still, the point is it exists and we got snubbed.
Listen, I'm fine with waiting. I love the anticipation. I love being edged. Sorry.
Oh.
So, wrong word.
I'm sorry.
So is the trailer
They're going to make sure that this trailer is perfect and want people to really want to see this movie. So I mean, I cried in 3 seconds, and I kind of remember what was after that, but I was so just like emotional. But
oh boy, I can see me crying.
I just think they just want it to be perfect, you know, because it should be.
Listen,
do you think it could be?
Yeah.
Do you think it could be more perfect than what you saw?
I'd have to see it again because, like I said, I hardly I remember like bits and pieces, but I was just so emotional thinking I was listening to Michael talk. So I remember like seeing some things. So I don't remember all of it to say. I mean, it was pretty effing amazing when I saw it.
Yeah. After this trailer, I'm gonna wear my finest MJ regalia. Okay, every day of the year, this entire year. Oh,
I gotta get working on my premiere outfit. Hopefully, do you think they would have like, you know, the estate? They'll do like, I've heard about them doing like events for like the posthumous releases. They did it for Thriller 40. Do you think they would possibly have like a fan premiere event or something like that, like to celebrate it?
The estate or the fans? Because if you're talking about the fans putting it on, yes. If you're talking about the estate putting it on, probably not.
I'm about to say, we might not do that.
You're really asking me. I mean, we do know why this is being reshot, right? Wasn't that in the news? Wow, this film is being reshot.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy?
That's only like one person's fault, I think. So I don't know.
Lord.
Wow. Well, has a reason been out there?
No, they haven't even said nothing yet. Remember when we had the live and we were like, we're still waiting for Lionsgate. We're still waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one said anything, but we think the sources that came out were credible. That's why we kept saying allegedly and, you know.
I thought, wasn't there an article on why they were reshooting it?
Oh, yeah. It's
something about the Chandlers?
Yeah, it's kind of like tied into this, like literally.
Yeah. Or you just mean the estate hasn't officially said
right.
They've been
very
quiet lately.
Yeah, okay.
I wish they would give us,
you know.
You know, John Bronco's probably trying to find out his next influencer night, hanging out with 25-year-old influencers in LA, where they all tag John Bronco in their posts.
Mm-hmm. While wearing a gloved underwear.
Holding events for Michael, but inviting influencers when how many billions of fans would like to go to these things?
Oh my God, where's the clap emoji when I need it?
Yes.
Let me go to the chat.
I don't know. After listening to what's that podcast that Damian Shields did about
Faking Michael?
Did you all listen to that?
Yes.
How can you
the Casio tracks?
How can you like the estate after that?
Well, I'm not a fan of this, and I made that public, but that's just me.
That is not just
sure did.
I was just hoping they would at least do something, like give us a fan screening. So. Like,
but wait a second. Thriller 40, what did the estate do?
They did like a screening like a pre-screening kind of thing of
Where?
Oh,
at the
Toronto
Chinese
and
theater
oh,
of the documentary.
yeah. In LA.
There
Or
were two there last
in
year as well.
1982?
What? Wait, what you
In
say? Trish?
1982. In 2022, they
Aren't
did
you at
this?
that one?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a screening at the Chinese theater, and they also have the immersive in New York and like Europe.
They had the one in
Okay.
Toronto. They had the one in
Yeah.
LA, and yeah, they had a couple of things.
They did some stuff in Europe too,
Oh,
or some party or
Okay.
something for.
oh yes, in Paris. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
well,
was,
good job, estate.
but it's not to like what it was like back in the days.
Yeah, I did see
So
that.
wait, what anniversary is next?
Well,
History this year.
History.
History 30.
History 30.
Oh,
And I feel like they should do something. It's the year. It's the year to do so.
Uh,
Because now we got the Three Musketeers trying to come out with something else again this month. And history is Michael's direct like musical
Legacy.
declaration of
Yep.
his innocence, you know? Like
Yeah.
you know, kind of fighting back artistically. Plus we got the biopic coming out. So it's
And
an
20
like
years of vindication.
exactly that too. Oh, that's a question I didn't have for you. What was Victory Day like for you?
crazy. Crazy because, again, I didn't go to trial because I didn't know if I was going to be in the court on the witness or to testify. Anyways, so once they started deliberating, I'm like, well, I can go out now. So they had already been deliberating for 6 days. I think the verdict was on day 7 of deliberations. So I didn't know. Nobody knew. You know, when you don't know when they're going to come to a verdict. So I just flew out randomly, and I had friends out there, and we made shirts that night. My friend and I have matching tank tops. They're white tank tops, and on the front it says Gavin. Or wait, is it the front? The front has the word Gavin with a big red circle and a line through it, and on the back it says Boys Lie. And we made those shirts the night before. We all just made shirts just to wear to court the next day. Well, that turned out to be verdict day. So it was crazy because we were just on the front of the courthouse, just all standing there. And then word started coming out that they reached a verdict. And I mean, it took a while. The group of me and my friends, like the follower fans that had been following him for mid 90s and on from Europe, like this core group of fans, we were across the street with a handheld, like portable radio. There's probably 35 of us around this little radio because we felt kind of a closer connection to Michael because we had all met him and been around him and went shopping with him and spent the night at his house and blah, blah, blah. So we didn't want to be like in the group of everyone else. So every time a not guilty, this is what's pretty crazy. And I think this is the difference between like where we were standing. Every time a not guilty verdict was read, everyone across the street would scream and cheer and yell. And like all of us were kind of just still, we were like, okay, well, we have 12 more to go. We have 8 more to go. We have 6 more to go, you know? And what they show on TV is the people right at the front where they cheered every time the verdict, but we knew, we were like, one guilty verdict on something could be terrible. So like it was two sides of like emotions, but once the last not guilty verdict was read, there's a picture that I have. We're standing in a circle with our heads down during the verdict, and then the next picture is all of us running towards the street, and we just all broke. I could probably almost cry right now, honestly. It was weird because I haven't cried about the trial and like ever, but we all just broke down in tears in the middle of the street, and we were just hugging and like just it was the most amazing, terrible day. That like the mix of emotions between like yes, like amazing, and then watching him when he walks out of court. I can't even watch that video because he's not there. Like he's just and that to me, that trial for me was the beginning of the end. And but so we finally we all just like got in cars and everybody drove to Neverland. I mean, you've probably seen videos on YouTube where
Yeah,
the
I've seen
cars
that.
were down like 2 miles or more down on Figueroa Mountain Road. So we just all drove back. My friend Christy and I, we were in the car together. Christy Dixon, I don't know if anybody knows her, but we were in the car together. And from the courthouse to Neverland, we blasted DS the entire way. I'll never forget. And we finally get to Neverland, and it was crazy. I mean, on top of all the Publix cars and every single news van was there. But I have pictures of me and my friends outside of the gates that day. And it was so awesome. You can see YouTube videos of like Susan Yu coming through, and everybody's just chanting for her, and then Timez, and then Ron. And I mean, it was a crazy feeling because it was such a happy day. But then that night we all met up and went to a saloon out there and played MJ music. I mean, it was like a huge party for that day. And then I think after that it was kind of like, man, that was terrible. Like, he's not doing really well. He doesn't look really well, you know. And
Yeah.
it was a good day, but the fact that it even happened was
That right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
mind
get the
blowing.
impression there are so many kids and young adults like you that got the honor of meeting Michael, having these great stories, and when you have these stories of allegations because the parents put them up to it, you know, I'd be brokenhearted too because it's draining. Like, you know, I've noticed there's a consistency in stories with the fans when they meet them, and there's also a consistency with the accusers. Oh, you know, and it just sucks because it seems like Michael had a very generous, loving heart, and it only took like 2 really big accusations to really like mess that up.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but I love hearing all your stories because it's just like it confirms, because we've been watching documentaries for days now on Jennifer's channel, and it's just confirming like Michael's good heart.
Yeah.
And
you know?
also, like, so when Leaving Neverland came out, I went onto my local news channel that had interviewed me many times about Michael when he passed, and then a few other times about Michael stuff. I think I posted on one of their sites about Leaving Neverland, like the next day, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, I knew Michael, whatever. People were like, you just want your 15 minutes of fame, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I've been telling the same story since 2003. Like, my story has not changed at all. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people, it's like, like, even though it's me, if I heard somebody talking about anybody the way I talk about my stories and Michael, I would believe them, because I'm not like, did we? No, we didn't do that. You know, and changing my story every time. My story has been the exact same for 22 years. So I like telling it because I don't ever tell these stories, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I just talk like, I'm very passionate about, like, you know, proving someone's innocence. So
Yeah, no,
since
it's
I was
great.
there, if I could change, I have changed a lot of people's minds that I know in my personal life. So if I can keep doing that, so yeah.
That's great.
Oh, it's really cool that you were part of this documentary. I'm like, that's Jenny.
Yeah. Oh wait, you didn't know I was in it until tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the documentary, but I didn't know who you were. Remember, I know you from a Taj Live. So it's just like, think of all the things that you've done, and it was a Taj Live. I'm like, that's how I know you from there.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I have a ton of stories about Michael. I have friends who have double what I have, and friends who have triple what I have. The only reason that my story is important is because I was there at Neverland with Gavin and Michael. Because all the other, that is this much of my Michael. I mean, that's not this much, but that's like not even half of my Michael stuff. And my friends have, my European friends have my stories in times 10.
Yeah.
But so everyone's stories as fans will, you know, everybody would tell the same thing about Michael. Again, mine only is different because of the timeline. If I would, like, on the March 9th and 10th, and then they left a few days after, if I would have been there 5 days later, my story wouldn't matter.
Right.
You know? So my friends and I when I met Taj 6 years ago, who love Taj, he's amazing. I said, Taj, you know, back in the day, in 2005, I thought I was put on this earth to defend Michael in court. I said, but I realize now that I was put on earth to defend Michael now that he's not here. And Taj was like, that is exactly how I feel. So
yeah,
Wow.
It's crazy.
Is so passionate. Like there's nothing like a Taj or Siggy pop off because they're gonna let you know that, like how wrong you are and how disrespectful you are. And it's just like when Taj was in 3T, he seemed to be the quietest. And then find out he's the one who claps the most. Like this is the one who's like, "Ooh, don't mess with Taj."
Yeah.
So I know Michael would be so proud of Taj.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I know this is not easy, the attack, but Taj keeps his head up and he comes with facts. Like our whole series is to come with facts, nothing else. We're not fans. We are just sharing. I mean, of course we're fans, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to come to the perspective of fan. I just want to come as, hey, if you ever stumble on any of these lives, here are the facts. We're done. Too many holes in the stories, especially with all the accusers. Nothing's ever consistent.
I thought you said hoes.
No.
Too many hoes.
It's a weird story, and it's unfortunate, especially after the last accusation of 2019. Everything was debunked by facts, right?
Within like 2 days.
Right. And I'm like, we're here again. So
the good thing that I heard though, that is this one, I don't know much. Is this one, it is only 1 hour, right?
I heard it was less than that, and it was based on the backlash of 2019.
Seriously?
So I'm like, is this a money grab?
Like, they might as well just cancel it now. It's embarrassing. They might as well.
Like, all right, whatever. I know on the 18th, we'll be watching Loving Neverland. That's what we're watching on the 18th. We'll be watching Loving Neverland.
I thought it was the 14th.
Oh, no. I think someone told me the 18th, but if it's another day, I'll move that live.
No free promo, guys. No free promo.
I said Loving Neverland. I said Loving.
I thought it was the 14th because that's when MJ the Musical is in Orlando, and I was going to fly down to go to with my aunt. And so I think those two are the same days. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm looking now.
No, it's not being released that day. It's another day. I'll put it on the private chat.
Okay.
Yo, Morgan, I was thinking the same thing.
Probably should do.
Okay. It's the 18th still.
Oh, it is on the 18th.
Yeah, okay. I said, well, we'll be here doing a watch party. Another one. Like,
how funny. So I didn't even know this. Danny Wu wrote me 2 nights ago. I didn't know until he told me that you air it on YouTube. Like it's really going to premiere on YouTube?
Yes.
He's trying to reach as many people as he can. Or the egghead.
No, that's because he didn't get picked up by anybody else.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to get sued again or have someone get sued again.
Yeah.
That's right. We do have, so we have Egghead, Umbrella, Chicken Dance, and Sting.
Yes.
No, Kate Winters. I will never forget them. She called we'll just call him the dancer. She called the dancer the choreographer, and the other one the train station time traveler. That was like
train station, yeah.
Or you could say Walmart and Safeway.
Such a well planned out fake documentary that you could at least get the lies right, but you guys couldn't even get that right. It's not like you were on trial or you were just like put on the spot. You guys shot this over a period of time, and you couldn't shot right.
Mm-hmm. You ever see like kids in school that they have good qualities about them, maybe work ethics, but they just put it into bad things? You know, that's kind of how I see them. Like you're so the perseverance, the tenacity, but you put in the wrong things. You need to be doing that to fill out a job application.
You're working your ass off, but
well, there was a story. I don't want to really say the story because it was just nuts, but there was a story of a girl. I hope you guys can remember the story without me saying the name, that accused someone raping her. and then Al Sharpton got involved, and it was a big to do.
I don't
And
think you
then
can say the R word.
he was lying. Oh, you're right. Well, something happened to her, and it turned out she was lying.
I think people say great.
Great, you're right. It's like, oh, if nothing
Like
else, YouTube will fix it. They'll be like, take this out.
Oh, okay.
But it's a shame because there's nothing worse getting caught in a lie, and then you have to kind of stick to it. I've been in that situation with my parents. I got robbed years ago, like a long time ago. And I remember I lied to my parents because I was too embarrassed to tell them like how I got robbed. Like, I get it. Like, once the lie's out there, you're kind of stuck with that lie because you're just like, well, I can't say the truth now because I'm gonna look stupid. So it's just like, maybe the situation is like, you guys thought you were gonna do this fake documentary. Everybody's gonna rock with it. You had Snake do the panel and yeah, I'm here for the victims. And then it was like Moonwalker's like, nope. 60 plus lies. Like, it wasn't like one or two, it was 60 plus. And y'all with a part 2, go play in traffic, all of y'all.
And a part 3.
What?
3?
What?
What's that gonna be? 20 minutes?
2026.
Oh no!
I read that. I 100% read that article. 1 billion 100%.
Is it?
What's that gonna be about?
Is it a truthful article?
Like, yeah, it was talk. Look it up. Look up. I mean, you could look up the one that's coming out now because it was in an article about this one.
That's crazy.
Oh no! What more drone shots?
Like, what in the world? They're gonna have more reshoots after people then lost weight.
Right. Or the mother who's still starstruck by Michael, and I'm like, right, but your son's a victim, but you're still like, the mother had the same energy that Jenny had, and I'm just like, but wait, what? Like, are you?
And also and the mom's like, oh, when Michael died, I was so happy I could have danced on your grave. You found out 4 years later that your son was SA'd. You didn't know that when Michael died.
Oh my goodness.
She said that in 2009. I would have jumped on his grave, and then she didn't find out though until 2013.
Exactly.
Oh
man.
But this was, I was like, all of y'all just really something, but I'm not gonna entertain this because, like, whatever. Get well.
I don't want to hear, see, read, listen. My mental state is good right now, you know.
We're focusing on biopics, history, 3T's anniversary. Hey y'all.
Did they announce that?
No. So somebody in this group stumbled on something, but it's funny. It's listed. Something's listed, but they haven't said nothing yet. So we're just assuming.
Like a concert?
Like, it's listed someplace for real. But no one stumbled it except for one person in this chat. I mean, in this panel. So we're just waiting for it to be official. We gave hints though, like, y'all might want to head someplace to see it out. But we're waiting for like somebody, TJ or Taj or Terrell. Right now, TJ's finally starting to talk, like he's on YouTube again. And Taj came out the end of the year of last year, but we'll give them time. We'll give them as much time as they need. Like, let them take a time out. It's all good. No matter what, we'll be there. Yeah. But I did find a picture with me and Jafar. Look.
Oh my god.
It's crazy. I only passed him. I didn't see him, and I didn't.
Man, it was fate. I'm telling you, so my friends were still in the house, and I thought they were in the front. I don't even understand why I thought they were in the front. And I just got like an interview with TJ, and I was just like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true. And then I look outside and I see Franny talking to somebody, and Jafar had the mask up. And then his brother, Your Majesty's right next to him. And I'm like, oh, I know who this is just because of who's standing next to him. So then I was like, I'm just going to wait till they stop talking. So then I go, I know you're trying to hide yourself, but can I please get you on my vlog? And then he said, oh, it's a picture only. And I said, I'll take it. and then I got the picture.
What year was this?
The last
2022. Yeah,
the last
2022.
one. It's right before we found out he was going to be in a biopic. It was like maybe 2 months.
Yeah,
a month or
yeah,
two.
yeah. Okay.
I was like, and it sounds just like Michael for real. So I was like, what?
You know, that's unfair because I did pass him and I didn't want to bother him, and I was a slave to the dance floor, and that's all I stayed, and I hated
You
it.
realize it was him?
Well, yeah, I did only,
Oh,
but I was a slave to the dance floor. The music was playing. I needed to dance, so I just, danced. And that's, yeah, hated that.
Rocky, I didn't get to go, so I have it worse.
When Jennifer goes to Thriller Night, she's probably going to be crying.
Oh yeah, you will.
It's still my favorite thing to do. I love all the Hill Los Angeles events. Like I went to almost every one except for one. Like that's how much I love it. But I said Thriller Nights is nothing like it.
Hopefully they bring it back. I'm really praying they bring it back.
No, they are. In a few more years, though.
But is it going to be Thriller Nights or another, like, this is Thriller type of event or something?
No, he's doing Thriller Nights every 5 years.
Okay.
Every 5 years. You'll get the chance before the AI wars happen.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so done. I remember in 2022, the last one they had, I was, like, watching vicariously through everybody else's social media. I know Scarlett had went, so I'm like, how is it? Send me pictures, send me everything. I wanted to be there so bad.
Wait,
Jenny. The one that I went with Rocky, the first one was the better one because it was way less people there.
Yeah.
This one here, I was a little overwhelmed, but I had a great time.
Yeah, I just want to ask Jenny, were you at Thriller Night?
I was there in 19, 21, and 22.
Oh, 1921?
Oh, 2019, 2000.
And we didn't cross paths?
2021 and 2022.
Did we cross paths that you're aware of?
I have no idea.
She was over there doing the Charleston.
And, I'm good at picking people out in footage. I'm like,
well, I don't know when their first year was. I don't remember ever really hearing about it. And then I had just met Taj in September for the Square One thing, and like October, the first week of October or something, I'm sitting on the couch and he just texted me randomly, "Do you want to come to the Halloween party at Havenhurst?" And I was like, looked at my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, can you read that to me? And I just need to make sure that I'm reading this text correctly. And then after that, I've gone since, but that was crazy.
Did you see Danny Wu? I think he was at the one from 2022. Yeah.
He was at, so we all went together in 2019, and then he was at, I think, was it 2022? No, I think it was 2021. No, I don't know. I don't know.
At least I know it was one of them. And every time I see Danny, Jenny, it is so awkward. I'm so socially awkward. So I keep interacting with him as if we know each other. So that I just saw him at this is Thriller. I did the same thing again. Danny Wu, if you ever see this, I promise you, it's not that bad. It's just sometimes when you see people on YouTube and stuff, you feel like you know them. And I'm like,
I'll tell him to watch this.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Just this part when Trisha's apologizing.
I was like, who is this black girl who keeps like I think the first time I touched him, I'm like, Trish, please stop. Like hopefully the third time I'll be like, hi, and just say like my channel, and I'm like, I just like introduce myself properly and stop being socially awkward. But I was so proud of this documentary. I really felt like it was just the perfect thing we needed. Because I feel like 2019 was a little on the dark side. Like people in my family were really like, not a lot, but enough to make me go, this again?
Well, and we as fans, we needed something like right then. We need something right now to not only remind us about, oh yeah, no, we're good. Like we're, but like we needed something like that because it was just terrible.
Bad.
Wasn't it bad? Really, it was bad.
I think it was really worse than 2003 at least. was, you know, like there's somebody in my life that still is giving me crap over this, and I'm like, bruh, like, I don't want to fight someone that I'm cool with. You know, it's like it's not that deep. If you believe what that stupid documentary, I can't. But I said at least watch Square One. At least, like, I don't even want to listen to what I'm saying. So when you're dealing with people like that, at least with other people that spoke to me, it was like, okay, I'll check it out, and then they'll come back and they'll be like, oh, you're right. You know, there might be some, you know, truth to what you're saying. But I was just like, if you're not even going to look into the other side, then how can we have a good discussion right now?
It's not a fair assessment of both sides. Like, if you're learning about something, you should at least be fair and listen to both sides. But
that's too hard.
They
I'm gonna
can't
take the
do
easy
that.
way out, okay?
I said before, that mockumentary was a thing to toy with people's emotions. They had a fake story to try and garner sympathy for the two musketeers. And once you play with people's emotions, it's hard for them to think logically. And you have to be strong and know your stuff and like be practical.
Yeah.
You see that even in like court, like well, they're called the Exonerated Five now, but the five boys in New York in the 80s, they coerce them. They're all minors. They've starved them, sleep deprived them, and they like lied, and they were like, well, your friend in the other room is saying you did this. And it's like, oh, well, they said I did this, well, let me lie on them too. So they had the videotape confessions, and in their heads they're thinking, oh, well, like, yeah, I'm confessing, but like, you know, I'm just trying to get out. Once they see the DNA evidence doesn't add up, you know, the court's going to do the justice and like, you know, they'll let us go. But once they saw like, oh, they confessed, oh, we don't care about the science, we don't care about the stats, the data, we don't care about none of that.
Man.
Yeah, that's why I think I came on when you all were talking about cameras in the courtroom, but if the cameras were in the courtroom June 6th, 2005, the world would have went on like normal. Michael would have been innocent, you know, like if cameras were in the courtroom.
Oh, that's true, because they would have saw some of
they
the
would have seen the truth.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
I had friends in the courtroom and they would be like, I was in the courtroom and what they're saying on the news is exactly, it's not what happened. And they're like, I was in there.
Wow.
That's one thing I would have wished would have happened. It would have been televised. I get it that Tom Ezra didn't want it to be televised, but I wish it was.
It would have made it. We probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about all this stuff, probably not even 6 years ago, if there would have been cameras in the courtroom. I mean, I'm telling you, that would have changed that just would have made it so much better. Because I watched the entire Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I watched everything, and the cameras in the courtroom were, I can't imagine listening to that trial. I mean, the outcome is what it should be, but the cameras in the courtroom, you could just see facial reactions, you know, you could see movement of the people, and I don't know, it just.
And that helps. That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shocked
when people make eye contact, or, you know.
I know Tom Mesereau, like, Jennifer was saying, like, he didn't want it in there, like, you know, to not distract, but like, I really feel like that media would have been like, you know, they'd like to try and embarrass Michael and stuff. I definitely feel like they would have been like, oh no, let's put cameras in there. And it kind of would have backfired on them, because then the world would have been seeing the truth on like live television.
Yeah.
If hindsight was 2020. In a situation like this, first of all, you're not dealing with a normal situation. Like, this is the first celebrity that they keep chasing as if he was still here. I was like, are y'all being funny? Like, he's been going for literally almost 16 years. Like, even that and alone is weird. But it's just like, okay.
Oh, speaking of 16 years, it's March 5th.
It is.
Yeah, he made his announcement.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I remember the day he did that.
That was an exciting day.
Yeah.
Man.
That was
For This Is
crazy.
It.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today.
So listen, I try to spend my rent money to get out there. Those tickets sold out so fast. So my friend goes, "Are you really going to do that?" I'm like, "It's Michael freaking Jackson. I've never seen him in concert. This is going to be great." And those tickets sold out so freaking fast. I was like, so I was so upset. I'm like, I'm never going to see Michael. And then that turned out to be true. But I mean, I'm so blessed though with everything that came after. Like, I wish I had did this when he was alive, to be honest. I was actually in college when YouTube pretty much started, and I'm like, I wish I did this sooner while he was still here. Because I'm like, I've always been a fan. I've loved Michael since I was a kid. And I'm like, and just like, I think what YouTube does is build community and let people know that they are loved and appreciated. I know in the Star Wars world, Hayden Christensen had no idea how much we loved him. And I think it's because of people like Star Wars Theory that let him know, like, no, we love you. And now we have we got Hayden all the time now. Be like, hey, but you know, imagine if Michael saw YouTube channels with an outpouring of love when he was alive. Maybe it would have been different.
I would have been on the streets with the other fans chasing him around the world.
I probably would carry. No, I'm serious. I'm going to be with Jennifer. I'm going to carry a tent everywhere I go.
And you can vlog it.
Tent, sleeping bag, hand warmers, leaving the car with doors open.
There were two.
This is Daddy Trick, and I'm in
Hey,
front of
it
Neverland.
There, two of my friends. Well, Talithia, who wrote the book Michael and Me, I think. So her and I've known each other forever, and we get together every time I go to LA. But her and this other girl always had scooters everywhere.
Yeah, she did talk about.
They would fly from Ireland, and I forget if where her friend was from, London maybe. But both of them always had scooters, and to this day, even though, I mean, I don't think about it all the time, but I remember her and her friend while we were all like about to pass out on the street. Here they go, like flying past us on their scooters, and they were always on their scooters. And I was like, that is the smartest idea. So if you take a tent, take a scooter.
Okay, will do. And some rollerblades.
I have a question for you.
Oh, that's
Jenny.
smart too. Yes.
So Jenny, you well, I don't want to say the word chase, but you did follow Michael everywhere. What's the why? What was the feeling that he was giving you?
It was like
Look at the silence.
just because it was crazy. So I'm gonna talk this story real fast because I'm going back to September 11th concerts, or Madison Square Garden concerts. So I flew there with my family on September 7th. Went to the concert. My family left Saturday. I left Sunday. I did not have a ticket for Monday. This was the first time this had happened. My dad picked me up from the airport. I cried the whole way. I mean, like bawling the whole way home Sunday because I didn't have a ticket and I wasn't going to see Michael Jackson the next night. And I went to work, got off work, flew out to New York Monday morning, got a ticket to the show, and flew back the morning of 9/11. Wait, what was I gonna say? Hold on, what did you ask me? I literally my train of thought.
Yeah, I asked you as far as following him, what did he for following him?
Okay. Yes, got it. Okay. So the first time when I saw him, I thought I was just gonna be able to see him once. And from the minute I saw him, it's like it was just Michael Jackson. And you grow up on him and he's right in front of you. And I don't know what it was, just seeing him, what I felt. When I went to the CD signing, I went up to him and bawled my eyes out. And he asked me if I was okay. But then the feeling changed once I started meeting him. And then it was just like, he had just this aura about him. And it was like, he really, you were just like magnetized, or It was like a drug, and that sounds dumb because people will hear that and whatever. But
Well, that's what Lisa said.
Oh.
No, I mean she was no, but Lisa, yeah, she mentioned it.
I didn't know that, but
yes, she did.
It was just so exciting, and just you couldn't believe that you would go and meet Michael Jackson and then go home and then go meet Michael. It was because it still is pretty much the most famous person
on earth.
And then he's just there, and you're just talking to him, and you're shopping with him, and you're in the car with him, and it's like you just can't. It was weird.
If you can give me one word to describe the feeling, what word can you give me?
Oh my gosh.
Just one.
Wait, I gotta look up
just one.
Hold on.
Wikipedia.
Oh, hold on. Can I go on the?
Oh, okay. And that's it, folks.
No, I think she's looking it up. She closed the tab.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me or no?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hold on. This is a hard. If this isn't the word I'm thinking of, I can't do it in one word.
Okay.
Yeah. Euphoria. That's a good
There
word.
you go.
Wow.
Euphoria.
A feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah, I wouldn't even extend that to most of the family, because my encounter started with one Jackson, Latoya to be exact, and it was so unexpectedly cool that I'm like, I wonder if the rest of them are like that. So I just started following all of them. I was like, okay, Rebe check, Janet Jackson check, and I did this for 15, now 16 years. I will admit, one of my favorites. Should I say my favorites or just wait till we're offline? But one of my favorites, I think you guys kind of know who it is. It feels like real family. I'll leave that there.
I think I know.
But, I'm sure y'all can figure it out. Like, there's just some people you meet them and I go, "Oh, you're really freaking cool. You're really freaking cool." But Tito, TJ, I'm still pinching myself. One time, the only time I met Taj, Jenny, I jumped on him like I was back. So the 3T and them came out when I was just getting out of high school. You would have thought I was like back in 1995. Like, it was amazing. And Taj had the best attitude about it. He wasn't like, he was like really cool about the situation.
Let me tell you, real fast, and you can continue. When we were in Amsterdam for Square One premiere, he would be late to dinner every night because he was meeting with fans in the lobby every single day. Fans were texting him. He was texting them back, "Hey, come here, meet me at 3:00 in the lobby." Like, that's just, yes, he's exactly like that.
Very kind, just
very, very popular in Europe.
Almost every encounter I had with the Jacksons was really amazing. And I'm like, shout out to Catherine Jackson. I know like 3T said they're inspired by, MJ and even their uncles, how they treat the fans, and just to see that trickle down. Shout out to like Prince. And one time we met BG in Vegas, and you could tell like BG wasn't in his comfort zone, but he still was like really doing like the best he could, and he was really showing love. Like it's even cooler when you see someone out their comfort zone. They're like, you know what, for my father's legacy, I'm going to be here with the fans. So it was just like, the family's really cool, man. Like, I'll do this for as long as I could do this. It's an honor to stand up for this family, because it's like,
because you just know they're a good family.
A good family, yeah.
They're just a good family.
Famous or not, like, they're just like some really cool people to be around.
I feel
And
like even if they
you know?
lived in Gary, Indiana, they'd probably be acting. I mean, they're just so,
Yes.
you know, like I feel like they didn't change much. I mean, I'm sure they changed a little, but I feel like they didn't change a ton from how they were in Gary, Indiana. I don't know.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
They kept being humble, and
Yeah,
especially
I mean,
in an industry full of sharks. I have to
yes.
say that.
So I have two questions, if you can answer. Back then, what did you do for a living as like being from the US to be able to travel and follow Michael? And how accessible was Michael back then? Like, I know it's kind of hard to say, but like sometimes if you camped out at Neverland, you got a chance. How accessible were those opportunities?
so I was fortunate enough at the time to be working for an airline, so I got to fly for
Gotcha.
free.
Oh, that's the path.
Um,
Trish.
oh yeah, and I was able back then to switch around my schedule a lot. So one month when he was in Vegas in September of 2002, I would fly out 4 weeks straight, fly to Vegas on Tuesday, fly home Saturday, and work Sunday and Monday. For 4 weeks, I was able to do that because I worked for the airline.
Yeah.
And so, and then the second question was what again?
How accessible was he?
Oh, like, I don't know how to answer that. So from what I know from the people that I know back then, he was way more accessible in early 2000s than he was in the 90s, and he was way more accessible in the 90s than he was in the 80s. So even though I don't think like accessible to, so if I'm like a regular person, not a fan, I would say the accessibility was zero, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But if you're a fan, that changes things because you can make it more accessible. So as a fan, you just had to know where he was and when he was going to be there. And if you knew that, then he would, if it was a small group and he recognized all of us, like back in the day when he familiarized with our faces, then he would stop and talk and everything. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if it
people
was
say
a
he
big
wasn't.
group of people, he obviously wouldn't, but it was a small group, that's when he would interact.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
You're
People
welcome.
say he wasn't really accessible, but I was like, a lot of fans who got in contact with him, he did speak to. I admire that because there's so many celebrities who aren't even as famous as him who are so rude. I'm like,
Yeah, and
Yes.
I
What
do
is that?
understand.
So
I do
imagine it.
understand how if I didn't know a single person back in the day, so back in the day, everybody was already meeting Michael a lot because they were following him during the history tour. So if I didn't ever know anyone who met Michael Jackson, I would never have thought that was possible. I would have thought the accessibility is 0% my whole entire life, you know, even as a fan. But because I was fortunate enough to meet the people I did, and they were the people who knew where Michael would stay in every city. They were the people who followed him around the history tour. They were the ones that had met him. So knowing people that actually met him, I was like, oh, okay, so it can be done. But I didn't know what my experiences were going to be, which to me to this day are still crazy, but he got more accessible the more time went on because you would just know, like he would stay at hotels for like weeks and months at times, so you would always know where he was and you would just go there. But again, if I didn't know anyone who ever met him, I would think I would think that there's no way like that I would never meet Michael Jackson. So I thought there was no way I'd ever meet Michael Jackson in my entire freaking life, like ever. I remember that until I met these people. so
even their whole family, like I used to always be like, I'm never going to meet them. And then one day I said, I'm going to make it my mission to meet them. And then you realize like they're accessible. They're not like down the block, but they are accessible.
Yeah.
So I know this is the early 2000s and social media was just getting started, kind of. How did you get the information of where Michael was? How did anyone do? I lived during that time, but I don't remember either. Like, how does news get out?
So I met the first person I ever met that would travel to follow him. We met in an MJIFC chat room on AOL or something. I don't even know what it was on.
I remember that, yeah.
And that was in probably early 2001, middle 2001.
Mhm.
So then I met this random girl. I don't even remember how it started, but she's the first person I met in the chat. And then I flew out. I don't even remember, but she knew people, like, between this group of like 20, 30, 40 fans, somebody always knew where he was, and then it would just get passed along.
Oh,
So
Mm.
he was staying when I met her. We went out there at the Palace in New York. Well, that's where he stayed after Madison Square Garden. So that was just his hotel in New York. So if he was in New York, everybody knew that's where he was staying. So, I forget. My thought just flew out of my head. But
Would fans be willing to share that information, or they would like gatekeep?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it was clicky. It was very
So
clicky.
it never ended. So it never ends. It's funny that you say that because this current
go ahead.
Yeah. No, this current young generation of fans have similar issues the way my generation of fans, and then the way it's funny.
It is crazy because now, like, all my friends and I from all over the world, we're all friends. But like back in the day, there was some European groups that were like in it to win it. Babies, wheelchairs, it did not matter.
Oh.
Like, get out the way. But I was never like that. Some of my experiences was only because I was with my friend who had been like doing this crazy stuff, and I'm thankful for that because she's the one that got me to do some of this. But yeah, that was funny.
I would say now, like, it's somewhat easy. Like, sometimes people will contact me and like, how did you get to Havenhurst? And I'll be like, oh, it's $515. Like, they'll think it's a secret. And I'm like, it's on the Hill Los Angeles website. Like, so then one person was kind of implied, like, oh, I wasn't paying. I'm like, I have a credit card to give you a receipt. It's called a receipt. Like,
yeah.
But it was so weird. It's like, even if let's say something changes in the future, I still can't help you because I'm like, I have my own group of friends already. And this, like, it's like, if I don't know you already, being my friend now is not going to help. Like, for now, just go to the website and there's how you buy the tickets. But it's like, and the Jacksons, especially when Michael died, they were way easier to get because they're touring, they're doing book tours. So people are like, how do you know? I'm like, I follow them on Twitter. Like, it wasn't even that hard. I was like, they have a Twitter account. Like, all of them.
You're like, I follow them on this public website.
So one time I made a video. It's like, it's not that hard, y'all. Like, if they have an album or whatever's coming out, just like the time I met Tito back in 2015, 16, like maybe 10, 15 people came out in our group. But I'm like, it should have been a gazillion. Like, he literally said, I'm going to be here. It's a small SOBs. It's a small venue. And I said, that's how I got to, like, do a little, my first Snapchat and only Snapchat with a celebrity. I was like, yes. But it was never hard. And then, like, now it's gotten harder. Since the pandemic, it's gotten much harder. But, like.
Or sometimes it's just being at the right place at the right time.
Right time, yeah.
Yeah. Like, when you were
That's
talking
literally
about
the story of my life, by the way. I'm just saying. That's
awesome. It's meant for you, though.
That every single thing that happened back then was luck. Like, I didn't plan any of that. So being in the right place at the right time, holy hell.
That journey was for you. That was for you. Tori, you was gonna say something.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up like what you had asked her actually, like when she was answering the question about like what's one word you would use to like describe,
euphoria,
seeing Michael. I was thinking that like there's so many times like I'm an Invincible era baby, so I was when you were meeting him and everything, I was probably learning how to walk. So even now, like posthumously, I'll be.
I was on the bottom floor at the Virgin Megastore watching him in that blue suit right outside. Yeah, for Invincible. Okay, go on.
So like, posthumously, like I can feel like I feel like I know it's not like he's not here, but certain ways I'll I'll feel that like I remember one time me and Jennifer, we were like just walking around Mandalay Bay 1 a.m. Like I was trying to avoid the crowd from like the Beyonce concert because they were stealing all the Ubers and whatnot. So I was like, okay, let me wait it out. And like we run into Dante Jackson. He's just walking around, and it's like he's one of the Jacksons like from the younger generation that if you do meet him, it might be like at Thriller Nights, like if you catch him or whatever without a mask on. But like it's stuff like that where like just being in certain like moments, just like, okay, well, it'll be like a delay or something happens, but that delay will cause you to be in the same place, and you'll cross paths with somebody, or like you're like, oh, we should go here, but wait, let's take a brief excursion to this spot, and it's something cool will happen there. And even like when you were saying like the seeing him in concert and stuff, my mom gets so mad at me because I won't stop seeing Janet, because I think, like you said, like I'll think I'm okay seeing her one time, and then I'm like watching videos and like, I miss Janet. Like, dude, I need to go back.
Yeah. I was so shocked in myself for crying the way I did. Like I thought, like I said, I thought I was gonna be able to see him once and be like, oh yeah, that was cool. Like, I loved Michael Jackson, but I never thought like back then, I didn't think I'd ever see him once, let alone more than once. So, you know, I was like, okay, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I mean, I myself, I grew up, number one, he was my number one artist. But again, I was very much a casual fan, you know, so I would watch him on TV. I would watch him on these tours on television. I never went anywhere. And I, even for the 30th anniversary, because I'm in New York, where I see him there, but I'm watching him on TV, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I didn't have the thought of saying, you know what, let me get on this subway train, let me get on this bus to get down there.
Right.
It wasn't in me, but
you can't even think that you can do it, you know?
Do it, right. So I'm like, okay, cool. Once he passed, that's when things changed. That's when I started to make movements to follow the energy of Michael, where I couldn't follow him physically, and that's what kills me every single day. But
me too.
Yeah, that's the regret of my life.
But I love like how his family collectively makes it worth it, because they're so humble and they're so like, I've never seen a family like that. Like, forget the celebrities, I just never seen like, you're in their presence, they're going to be like asking you questions. It's not now, of course, if it's like if it's a gazillion people, no, but you know, if you have a small enough group,
so true.
It's a great experience, and it helps me be a better person being around them, because I'm like, that's really cool. You don't know nothing about this person, but you're still engaging. Like Tori and I spoke to TJ in a station head interview, and he was just so cool to talk to. I know Taj has spoken to Tori, and you could just tell Tori and Taj were really vibing. I was like, wow. And I'm like, that's a real flex. Y'all could just talk to strangers and make them feel that comfortable.
Yeah.
I think like
I was just gonna say, I have to get off because I have to walk my dog, and it's
no worries. Tell Jackson.
I always walk him at this late. I didn't like stay up. I always walk him right now. So, but
thank you. Like, you made this live unexpectedly amazing, because I was like, Jenny.
Yes.
And again, thank you for your memories. You made me happy.
Thank you for everything that you do.
Well, and it's funny because I'm always like, God, I talk so much, but the person I'm talking to or people I'm talking to, they're like, keep going. I'm like, okay. So as long as people like it, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
You.
Like, just for
welcome, ladies.
Speaking up, thank you.
Oh,
okay. Bye, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Also, what a way to end the live. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was
amazing.
Yeah, I was like off, you know, I was crying at the end of it. I had to mute myself because I was like crying, and then she just made it better. That was cool.
All of us been on this Jackson family journey. I've been with Jennifer and Rocky from the start, and then now we got we got Tori and Jess in the mix, but it's so cool, like the people you meet on the journey.
Yeah.
And you also discover yourself, like to see
Mhm.
everybody come out their shell, and it's awesome. I was way shyer before I started doing this, and like now I'm like, hey y'all,
Yeah.
Same here.
And
right?
it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, oh my goodness, I'm like, we can all relate to her saying like, "Oh, I just was at Neverland,
She got the
and
card.
then like
then
the
I gotta
next
go back
day,
on Monday and do customer service and whatnot." Like,
Oh my god, the way I would just
at first I used to hate having like that bipolar energy in my life, and then like I finally embraced it because I'm like, at least the job allows me to have the money to go out there. So
Mhm.
because it's like, I always have this thought like I would love to change my job, but to what? Like, I did corporate before, I hated it even more. So I was just like, I just feel like enjoy the ride and let it lead you wherever it leads you. Because that's the one thing about working in customer service. It keeps you insanely humble. It keeps you, you just be like,
Mm.
like, sometimes it makes you want to hurt the person. You be like, but stay humble, stay humble.
But that's true, Tori, because sometimes like I've had some experience like I've met Prince and this and that, and then you like my family knows I'm a huge MJ fan and they support and they're like, oh my god, you met Michael's son? And I'm like, yeah, and they're like, oh my god, that's it. So it's like there's stuff that I have done, like I've been to Neverland, obviously not inside, not yet, God willing it will happen one day.
Oh yeah, well,
Mhm.
yeah.
But and they're like, oh my god, you went to Neverland, and they're like, yeah, and so it's like stuff that you do throughout life, you just don't realize how like blessed you are, how fortunate you are to like somebody brings it up, like, oh my god, yeah, like there's been plenty of fans who wish to have been there and like haven't, so it's definitely a blessing. And then you go back home and it's like, oh, this sucks, I don't like this. I'm like, but no, like
Yeah, but
you
I
did
think
this.
Oh
I think
gosh.
it keeps us grounded. I think I would be like
Hmm.
such a hot mess if I didn't have the kind of job I have. Like it just keeps you so grounded. You just be like, okay, the bathrooms are to the right downstairs. Like it just keeps you where you need to be. So like when God opens the door to something greater, that you've already been conditioned to be that person.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm like, no, it sucks sometimes, but now I just be like, I have a job. I'm happy to have a job. So
It's a hard job market right now. It's
Hmm.
really hard out there for a lot of people.
shout out to anyone who's lost their jobs. Like we're hearing stuff all
Yeah.
the time now. And I'm like, just waiting for things to turn around. But
Yeah.
something even happened. I can't even get to details, but it's just a weird world we're in right now. And it's just
Hmm.
like every
Yeah.
time we turn around, someone has been let go, and it's kind of like really sucky. But
I feel like I hit a hard crash, like 2024, and then like into this year. Like um, I'm sure like some of y'all have. Well, it's like we seen Janet in like Vegas and stuff, but like coming back, hitting that, it was just like such a good, fun thing, and like it felt just light and just free, and then coming back here, like I was kind of like on that hypeness a little bit, and then like just crashing hard after. I'm like, I'm just you come back and you just get mistreatment, and then like you're there, and strangers like her team, her dancers, they treat you so well and they don't even really know you.
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of when you have like that hot and cold thing in your life, it helps you appreciate when things are really good. When things, you know what I'm saying? Like you have, like in New York, like we appreciate the warmer months because our winters are so cold. So it's kind of like the same thing. If everything was good all the time, you would be like, oh, whatever, whatever. But because you have that up and down, which is consistent to life, like even when you're successful, something will happen, an unexpected situation. You have to be able to like ride the wave, literally.
Hmm.
You'll figure out
Mhm.
how to balance it. Like at first, I used to be like, oh, how'd I go from Neverland to this? And then you're like, but now I see it as I'm grateful for the job that provides me the tickets to go to Neverland or go to the Hill Los Angeles. Like I try to see it differently now. Because at first I was like, oh, I could do better than this. And I'm just like, but sometimes like even with my job, I get the best content on the way from work, or I got exposed to something because I had to go a route. So I'm like, I'm starting to take advantage of working where I work. I'm like, girl, like you'll be all right. Because
We're just living.
I've done a better job and I hated it. It's like I really hated it. I hated it more than this one. So
We just live in the Hannah Montana life, the best of both worlds.
True.
But
Serena, you will meet. I'm going to say more than one Jackson. The key is one, save up your money, have it ready. Two, if let's say you want to meet, I don't know, a Jackson, like a 3T member, start buying your wardrobe now. I literally can show you outfits for some events, that haven't even happened yet. Because I'm just always waiting, just ready to go. You want to call me? Here's my history outfit. It's here. Like I'm just ready. And stay around people that know events. Me, Tori, Jen. We share events all the time. We are not gatekeepers. We want as many people there with us, and of course, here Los Angeles. And eventually, you'll get there. You'll get to what you want. So, honestly, the best way to see the most Jacksons is Thriller Nights. Hopefully, it'll stay that way. But that's about it, right? I would say Thriller Nights and sometimes the Michael Jackson birthday in Vegas. However, the one that just passed, not one was there. So
but
you never know.
Yeah, remember sometimes they'll do the Gary thing and then they'll just jump around.
Yeah. So, but for now, Thriller Nights is the best. And if I'm not mistaken, you're a 3T fan like me. Rumors they'll be in Europe very soon. Just we can't wait till we can officially say stuff because I'm like, is nobody else seeing this stuff? Like, because the actual 3T members are not saying anything. But again, I get it. They're dealing with stuff. So
yeah, of course. And if you meet them, just be yourself. They're really cool.
Shut up. Do you see this? Oh. Hopefully.
Yes, come say hi.
Please, we're super, super friendly. I'm the most socially awkward one, though. But
no, you're not. No, you're not.
I mean, having my moments. Trust me,
you're the most social one.
I have my
Butterfly.
I feel like Tori's nicer.
Huh?
I feel like you're nicer.
What's mean about you?
Not mean, but I could be socially awkward. You could just tell, like, I get in my introvert energy sometimes, and I'm like, here we go again.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe my perspective is skewed because I got lucky with you the first time.
No, you got very lucky. Rocky will tell you I'm very like
yeah.
And I can't help that. That just comes from my childhood. Very
When was the first time you guys met?
Me and Rocky or me and Tori?
You and Tori.
Yeah.
Vegas.
I was in the Michael Bush book signing line, and Trish, she does it safe. Like she's not gonna put out like if she'll be somewhere. So I had no clue. I was just like, well, I'm going to this event. Heard about it, and I was like at the end of the line, and it was like taking a while because he interacts with everybody. Like he'll talk with you for a while. He'll initiate conversation. And so I turn around, I see, like, I forgot what color, I think it was a blue, like your blue bot, like your wig. And I like saw a camera. I said, oh my goodness. I said, Gadget Trish. And she ran to me. And I was like,
Invincible Jackson. And it was your face to let me know, like, you wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. The lady working the line, she irked me because everybody was being nice. The guests, the special invited guests, people work with Michael and everything. I don't even know who she was. I think she was just working for the event or something. When you came up and like ran up to me, we like kind of caused like a commotion, like, oh, it's like, what's going on? You walked up, she was like, I don't know who that was or what that was about. I'm like, I want to say heifer, but I was like, let me not. You don't know. And we're at the end of the line. It's not we're like interrupting someone meeting Michael Bush. But it was so cool.
Yeah.
I think that was the most open I was ever in any event. I'm honestly not like that at all. I have my reasons. And it's not even like exclusive to Jackson stuff. It's just how I am in real life. Like I'm like, so it's like, and I have my reasons. You don't know why people want to be in your life. So I have every reason. And it's always been like that for me. Like I'm like, you think they're cool and then they're not cool. And then I'm like, I don't have time to waste. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm very blessed. I have a beautiful family. And like how we're raised, we just stay with the family basically. And I have very little friends in real life. And that's just how I was kind of raised. Like, my mom had a really big thing about family. And she's like, family first. Nothing comes before family. So it's like, it's like, okay. And then, like, we all gone through stuff collectively as a family. So I was like, I'll rock with my family. At least I know who the crazy ones are, the cool ones are. Like, you already know what you're getting. But, opening up a little bit more. The community, for the most part, it's the best community I'm part of, to be honest. But, like, I could be weird sometimes. And that's not even my fault. I just be like,
I know for a fact that when I met you, it was fun. I met her at I've seen her on YouTube when I was on the bus going home. I'm like, who's this redheaded girl? What? Talking about Michael Jackson. That was cool. But I first met her at Rosen Ballroom for the Michael album premiere in New York City. The best party in New York City, 2010. I will never forget that party. It was awesome. And I was like, oh, who's this girl with the camera? Oh, that's the girl I saw on YouTube. And she's filming me. It was fun. That's how I met Trish.
Yeah, I actually saw Rocky in a picture at Disney, and it was so weird. I didn't even realize that I didn't know her. That's how you know. That's what sometimes it can be weird like that, because I'll be like, I know you, but not realizing I just saw you in a picture or in a video. I need to stop doing that. But thank God, Rocky wasn't acting like, oh, I don't know that girl. I did know Rocky from a Disney picture that went very viral. She had a beautiful Smooth Criminal outfit on that she interprets really nice with a vest. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I like how she did her own twist on it.
Yeah.
Jen, I met her from MJ Fans of New York event.
I seen her at the Bad 25.
Yes.
So Jess was the wild card, but the minute I met Jess, it was like, oh my God, like baby sisters out the gate. So Tori goes, oh, there's a girl named Jess picking us up. I'm like, do you mind? I'm like, I don't have a problem. And for some reason, it felt like I knew Jess my whole life, but never had no encounter but that day. So it was really, really cool. And Jess was super friendly, And it's funny, like, I remember Jess' mother was like,
dang,
oh,
it kicked you out.
Her mother was like, oh, call your parents. And I'm like, I can be their parents, but okay. She was like, I remember Jess' mother was like, how old are you? And I was like, she goes, are you 40? And I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing?
Guys, unfortunately, I have to go.
Yes.
My iPad is like 1%.
Dying. No, listen, this is almost 4 hours in. We are just going to plug our next destination and everybody can go to bed. Good night, y'all. Please head over to, hold up, where's Jen's information? To this channel Thursday, and we are good to go. Of course, now Jess is here. Of course, she's here. And we will see you guys on this channel on Thursday. Thanks again. And thanks, Jenny, if you see this.
Thank you, Jenny.
Right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, chat.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this channel to get more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, share, and I will see you guys real soon.